to play out.
Hold on one second. Fucking hilarious, guys. Turns out I didn't have the sound on for that. It had to happen, and we were saying that there was no action, and that's okay, you didn't miss anything, but here we go with some action indeed. Hecarim maybe going in a little bit too far. Runs away. Lucian and Olaf. Two folks double fisting. Have some dominance there. We were just talking.
So Masslink.
Yes.
Counter ganks. I mute you. Again, wants to keep this Lucian in a winning position. Lucian in the soul lane is quite oppressive, but if it falls behind, it starts to tank. Their team comp also is very high damage but low frontline, which champs like Azir are not a huge fan of. Azir can kind of peel for the backline with his ult. Okay, Vesu just really getting some heavy trading in here. As expected, his Azir is to be feared. As someone who likes to play Azir, he's like someone that I learned a few things from watching him on stream a couple times. So he's definitely nuts. But yeah, we'll have to see. MC Shady is a very strong player, so if he can stay in the isolated 1v1, I'm sure he's going to be able to like run away with the lane.
Right.
I am not familiar with a lot of the Glacial players. I know a few of them from last year, but Glacial Vendetta has had some roster swaps from the
some
Glacial
new people
team
on board. T. Schmidt, this is CEO. This is neither executive or economy. It is the you go one level up on the elevator. A lot of corner offices in this caliber of play here. A lot of views of Skyline.
Yeah, this is our platinum, but mostly diamond and above.
Oh,
Vesu with a little
so slippery.
Little flashy shuffle there. I think he was trying to catch him with his Q before he E'd back, just for some poke. I expect Masslink to maybe look mid. Azir's gank setup at this point is pretty nuts, right? He has the Sarima shuffle,
right,
which is like against low mobility champs like Cassio. Okay. Nice.
There we go. The horsey comes in and he shuffles himself away. Real cool, calm, and collected right there.
Yeah, and unfortunate Cassio couldn't get the grounding down a little earlier. If so, he might have had the ult. Masslink was there, so maybe Vesu, like, if he was forced to stay there, it might have worked in their favor. He could have ulted Hecarim into the turret.
Right.
But yeah, they just nothing besides, I mean, you doing like the chunk gank, as it's called, where the jungler is like, okay, well, I'm not going to get a kill, but I do put him in like a pretty bad lane position.
Right, yes. There's many ways a gank can be considered successful.
Okay, Vesu getting the blue buff.
Ooh, here we go. Mobron walking up. Akron. Also just, okay, a little bit of dueling back and forth here. Nobody really committing to anything at this exact moment. And this mid lane and top lane for the side of Solar Flare getting some pretty significant CS leads.
Yeah. If you're Silas in this position, though, this is not that bad.
Sure.
Like, him being down 20 CS is kind of expected. In most of his matchups, like, against range champs, especially a champ like Lucian, he's just trying to scale.
Right.
Okay, he might be dead. Oh, oh my god, he's just doing...
Wow, he stole the ult, dealt so much damage, and now it's Olaf, but now it's Hecarim, and an ult and a flash. A lot of cooldowns traded there.
That was really well played by Comrade.
Yeah. Ghost was used there as well. So it was Ghost.
MC Shady used his splash earlier, it looks like. We missed that at some point.
Yeah.
So if he was able to get a different angle on the ult there, he might have been able just to take him out. And it was good for IMU to be there to cover him. Like, just how Masslink needs to help Lucian. If Hecarim can just kind of cover his lanes, rather than from falling behind, especially the Sylas, they will start to scale. Sylas scales super well, especially with the Q-Max build.
The Ezreal ult misses right there. Mobron taking a lot of damage. Half health on the side of Glacial Vendetta and Solar Flare. Both pairs back off behind their respective minion waves. Oh, but arrow comes out. Mobron tagged up here. The heal comes out. Let's see. And Ignite is down on this Ezreal. And now it is a 2v1 right here. Can Mobron get in, give him any shields, a flash away. And everyone lives. But it seemed like Glacial Vendetta had their hand on the ball there.
Yeah, Glacial Vendetta definitely trying to show their stuff. I definitely think that Ashe Lulu should be stronger than 2v2, early game at least, versus the Ezreal Karma. And yeah, they get Akon's, all of his summoners, and Mobron, so they can definitely look for another 2v2 kill when their ults are back up. Still having Flash onto focus too, which is really nice.
Yeah, absolutely.
This game's starting a little slow. Olaf not looking... Normally you see Olaf go for the dragon like right away. So it's surprising, but we've seen him kind of give a lot of his jungle proximity and jungle attention to the top side. Here he goes for the dragon. Just kind of what I expect. MC Shady maybe not used to this, or Comrade is, or maybe Comrade's just a Sylas master, but MC Shady getting hit by a lot of these Sylas Qs.
Right.
And with the Q max spell, you know, I think people have been conditioned recently because Sylas switched to this W max bruiser that was forced to like heavy trade on cooldown just to sustain. But this Q max fleet footwork build that's come out makes it that his Q does insane amounts of damage. That ability is like very deceptive because in the early game it does like negative damage.
Sure.
But when you have some points in it and some AP, it has like a 1.2 AP ratio if you hit both parts or something crazy. So yeah, definitely if stand on top of the explosion, it does a ton of damage. And since players are so used to this different, you know, the Conqueror Sylas.
Sure.
People are so used to like the W and E being the abilities you max. They're like, oh, this Q is just there to give him a stack. Basically, it does nothing. But now it's like, no, this is like all my damage is front loaded onto this.
Really quickly, am I like way louder right now?
Not for me.
Okay, all right, that's good. T. Schmidt mentioned that I was pretty quiet before, so I turned a knob and hopefully it was the right one. So I mean, regardless of you know how
little whiff on the arrow there.
Yeah, that was really close.
Yeah, that's okay. Like the Ashe ult is very low cooldown, and if they have an idea, if they feel safe enough to think that Olaf's not there, like shooting it out like that is fine. Also, I think he was trying to do it before the cleanse came back up. Cleanse will be up now, so it'll be a little bit more difficult, but they definitely can still go for Mobron if they want.
Right.
But that's fine. Solar Flare's in a pretty good position here. Their lanes are all farming quite well. Like I said, though, I don't like their comp as much as the Glacial comp. Yeah, I think it's... I mean, Vestu's very proficient at this champion, so maybe he'll probably prove me wrong here, but I do think it's harder to play the Azir with a one-threat comp, or with a one front line. But we do see the adaptation from Masslink going for the Cinder Hulk. Like, he's just going full tank, right? He's like, okay, well, I have to be the front line. I have triple backline threats with Karma to kind of peel them. So I can build full tank here and just play my role as the damage soaker.
Akron loves that Bush ult. He's done it 3 times in a row now. And it's great. He's only hit 2 of them. Ooh, Sylas actually gets close here. A lot of damage coming down onto this Lucian. And then the Lucian ult comes out. The double flash. Tries to get the angle, but Lucian slips away.
Yeah, so Comrade just really showing his stuff in this matchup. He flashed a little too far, unfortunately. But it's hard to time that, obviously, with the lining it up. But yeah, he's starting just to win these trades, it seems. Right. Like, every time and Lucian ult's a short enough cooldown that you can take it pretty frequently with a Sylas ult. You don't have to wait for the lockout.
Down here.
Ooh,
let's see if Hecarim
nice.
can do something. A great arrow onto Mobron and an arcane shift out, but I don't know if that means that Karma's going to get away. It looks like damage going down, and first blood goes over to Ashe. And
that's a good job on Glacial. They're very much aware that Mobron did not have his flash.
Right.
Which is kind of what we talked about. Like, okay, the cleanse is up on...
Akron maybe doesn't have arcane shift, maybe just being smarter and more controlled than I would have been, but...
I think he just didn't know.
Right.
He didn't
if
know where
anybody
they
else was
were.
there, yeah.
Oh, Vesu? Maybe? Okay.
Let's
I thought maybe he
see
just
here.
ult him into the turret. I mean, he does have his ult though, so it would probably not work out.
Right.
But yeah, Comrade is like really showing his stuff in the top lane. Vesu does have Vesu has a bounty just through uh, turret plating and the like CS discrepancy, which is kind of crazy, right? Like
Right.
he's up like 800.
Well, that's the
900
only way
gold.
that you're going to have a bounty right now, because there has not been. This isn't a very bloody game. These are two teams that are being very doing a very good job. It's not that they're not trying, right? We've seen a lot of ganks. We've just seen these champions. Speaking of ganks, Olaf runs in. Let's see. He does have an angle here. Now, of course, he takes Olaf's ult and just runs.
Look at that damage though. Like he trades back so hard.
Yeah. Seriously. Oh, and here comes. All right, Hecarim dropping this Rift Herald. I thought they were going to put it bot lane. They put it mid lane.
Yeah, I'm really surprised he didn't drop it after that bot gank. The plates were still up too, I think, at that point.
Yeah.
But not terrible.
No, and I think he just wanted to get rid of it because they're going to start this dragon right now. And it's gonna be theirs, right? This is gonna be one dragon to one here. We're gonna see what the soul is gonna be. It looks like infernal. And yeah, I mean, we're back to this game of tiny leads, right? That seems to be what this game is about. For a long time, Solar Flare was doing a good job. They had about 1,500 gold lead just based off of CS alone, and now things have started to move a little bit. But even with that kill, the needle is still in their favor. So, in your eyes, okay, Lucian dashes in, but they back out. Oh, but the ult goes down. He said, I had just enough mana to use this ult. I'm going to do it. Okay, so in your eyes, who...
Oh, okay.
Comes in mid lane, ult comes down.
Oh, the arrow actually hits.
But the arrow hits, and Cassiopeia follows up. A lot of damage down onto Vesu, who immediately flashes away. Let's see, they're calling up some reinforcements in the form of a Karma, but you might not get there in time for there to be an actual fight.
Well, luckily Vesu got caught with the arrow while he was like running away, and not when he like turned to auto attack.
Oh my god,
that could have been
Cassiopeia ult would have.
That could have been deadly. But yeah, still not. Like you kind of alluded to, although this hasn't been a high kill game, that doesn't mean it isn't action packed. Like they're attempting to make kills. It's just people are surviving. So Lucian is on his very powerful spike of Blade of the Ruined King, plus he has the CDR boots, but more importantly, okay, looks like focus is playing a little
right
too
down
heavy
onto
up.
that Lulu. But
He has the does have the Executioner's Calling, right? So like this is where Silas, it's hard for Silas to trade back now. He gets the tabby. So Silas, when he got his mini rework, basically they wanted to change him to be more of a bruiser type champion. They were like, okay, you're an AP bruiser, that's what we want you to be. So they gave him like ridiculously good scaling base stats.
Sure.
So after level 5, or until level 5, he has lower than normal melee champ armor, and then at level 5 is when it becomes like the standard. Oh,
a flash
nice
forward.
Play.
Wow, gets the ult out. 2 ults coming out here. Mobron taking a lot of damage, though, in a flash forward. That's another kill onto this Ashe. Can Akron get some distance here? It's a lot of slows out of the Ashe-Lulu combo.
Well, I'm really liking this Glacial bot lane, LeChance. They're very aggro. They're very fun to watch.
It's great because they also provide a lot of slows, so their name sort of also plays into this sort of core status effect. Oh, dear God.
Oh, I'm just talking about the players. Like,
no,
these
absolutely.
are new players
they're
that I
playing,
think...
They're playing very well. There's just this nice little frosting of meaning on there.
Yeah, they have to have at least one Freljord champ.
Exactly, per game.
Oh,
the
solo
double ults! Lucian killed in a duel with his own ult. Rough.
Mind you, this is MZ Shady's counter pick, right? This is like, this isn't his. Well, Glacial just a massive swing there. They're able to get the turret. They're able to kill the bot lane. This Ashe is 3-0, and they have a solo kill in the top lane. Maslick in response is dropping, takes the Rift Herald and is going to bust open mid, it looks like here. The Dragon's not up quite yet, so Glacial will have the opportunity to fix their waves and then go down. But yeah, I really think this is a pretty big statement from Comrade because he blind picked this Sylas.
Right.
And MC Shady got the counter pick and he picks the Lucian into it, which I do think is a good matchup for Lucian. But the fact that Comrade with a little bit of jungle help is able to stabilize and now he's winning the matchup is pretty nice.
And it's probably a little bit closer, right? Because Lucian still does have a pretty decent CS lead, which is still expected. But oh, and here it is, bot lane up top, and Olaf hiding in the corner because he knows that he can just run forward. But there's so much damage coming out of that Ashe. Wow.
Yeah,
Olaf almost going all the way down.
I mean, this is kind of what Masslink did last year, where if they ran damage in 2 lanes, he would default to this tank Olaf build. But like, he doesn't do any damage, right? So even though he's like, surprise, I'm behind the wall,
right?
Ashe is like, you don't do any damage, dude, and he just starts plugging him, doing so much damage. Ashe is on 2 items already, actually. Like, she's so strong.
3 kills.
And these aren't like Ezreal 2 items.
Yeah.
This is like, I have like, quietly, we have Vesu almost on his second item too. Once Vesu hits this Leandri's, that's when I would say Azir really starts to take off, right? He becomes like very strong.
100%. There's a song being sung in the mid lane in the form of Azir, and it is building to a triumphant crescendo.
Okay,
wow.
Our Comrade.
Yeah, Comrade jumping in over here onto the Ezreal. And a cleanse
gets
and
both
a
his sums.
Yeah, forced out there. Glacial is now, even though it's a 1,000 gold lead, that's the second dragon in a row that they've taken, and they have all 4 kills. But here we go. They say, you take a dragon, we're going to take a Baron. You're not going to expect this. And clearly, Glacial does not. No one even making any movement to walk over. Lucian ulting. This is so smooth. And at the last second, they say, there's no way they're a Baron, right? But they are.
Well, Glacial with their very high damage comp, they have triple threats, right? So with Azir, Azir notoriously like very good at taking the dragon. They're able just to get it right away. Like they do it very fast. Not Dragon, Baron. Baron is like not super tanky at 20 minutes, right?
Right.
So if you have a full tank Olaf who can just sit there.
You see the damage coming out of that Azir. 3 auto attacks, and
I mean, he's level 14. He's got more than 10 CS a minute. He's at 246 CS.
Yeah.
He's so far ahead. Just really well done. Pretty awesome.
So I know that Cassiopeia gets another item over Azir, but when you're thinking about these like 2 compositions scaling into the late game, who do you think really comes out on top, taking into account abilities, play, all that?
It's hard to say because they're kind of similar. They're like they do have somewhat more of a front line.
Mm-hmm.
Like Hecarim, Sylas are kind of going to play the frontline roles. Sylas is not a true frontliner, like he's not a true tank, and they have the Lulu.
Mm-hmm.
While it's only up to Masslink to protect his 380 carries. The thing is Azir can also sort of peel with his ult.
Mm-hmm.
But in terms of scaling, I would say it's probably it's actually hard to say. LeChance, I actually don't know. I think Ezreal is for sure pretty strong. Champ for champ, if I go down, though, it's pretty close. I think Sylas scales very well into the late game. He has not the best ults to take, but he does have access to the Ezreal ult. I think the Lucian ult late game with Sylas actually does a ton of damage. If he can just steal that. He doesn't have any, he could even go for like you can see him building towards the hourglass right now. He could even go for like the huge Azir ult like shuffle, Sylas shuffle, basically, into the enemy team and then hourglass. So there's playmaking. I do think I am not a fan when Lucian falls behind. I think he is not super useless, but he's still an 80 carry. He still does DPS, right? So, and I have faith in MZ Shady. But I do think that like in the late game, like they should have. There's definitely more damage from the 3 ranged comp, and
for sure.
Although Cassiopeia gets another item, Azir is like more safe, right? That's the big
Right.
thing.
She's got to deal the
Azir,
damage.
yeah, Azir is definitely a lot more like he can sit really far back, and once he gets that lethal tempo stacked, or not stacked, but activated with his 3 soldiers, he just starts tacking with like 2.5 attack speed. He's just shredding everyone down. So, and they don't have anyone that's really gonna be able to disrupt him too much. Like Hecarim can try, but Hecarim does not have the items
Silas
to survive the
coming
Azir.
in here does
Oh, he just
look
gets
and
it.
he gets it, follows up with the arrow. It's so much damage. I don't know the Karma's gonna survive, and she doesn't. Olaf here, but there's not really a response to that, right?
Yeah, I mean that was for sure a good pick. It's actually crazy how how long Karma survives with her like shields plus her heal, right?
Right. It's kind of crazy. T Schmidt, thank you so much for those cheers, by the way. Cheering in chat there. This early Barons like this are always really interesting because this was not, you know, a Baron is one of the tools they put into the game to crack the game wide open, and this Baron was brought to bring the game barely even. And Solar Flare's yet to get a kill here, and I think they're probably starting to notice, like, hey, we don't really have an excellent pick. You know, what does it look like us getting a kill here? And meanwhile, on the other side, they're like, we got Silas, we got Hecarim, we got Cassiopeia, we got Ashe. Even Lulu has ways to just lock people up and let them take a bunch of damage. And I think that is going to be really hard to overcome.
Well, that's for sure like the weakness with their comp. They don't have primary engage at all.
Right.
Like their engage is Azir, but Azir does not want to throw himself into their team.
Right.
So yeah, they want people to come into them. So it's going to be, the onus is on them to try to get to these objectives first. Like if they have the lead, they're okay. We'll have to see. Okay, so he grabs the Zero, and he does have the Hourglass, so he can make plays, right? He just ulted them out of the pit.
Yep, the
That's
play
smart.
is just the dragon is ours. And, okay, maybe they do want to turn this into a fight here. They get a slow onto the Lulu, but Olaf, unfortunately, just has to walk around.
Solar Flare just has, like, no way of forcing the engage, right? The way they force is they have to run in there, and Glacial just getting to these objectives a little earlier is securing them the dragons, and they're one off the soul now, right? Which
now there's 2 interesting ways that they can do this, right? One is they've got so much. Yes, T Schmidt, CEO is best of 3. There's 2 things they can do here, right? They've got so much damage that I think they can successfully trade these objectives, like we saw earlier in the game. So if it does come to an Elder versus Baron thing, although I don't know why you'd want them to have Elder. The other thing is, you know, using these objectives as traps. And we kind of just saw something like that happen, but Lucian just is not going to go well for ENZ Shady, and Hecarim comes in dealing so much damage. The dash away and the ult down, that's going to be another pick right there. And now Baron is up too.
Silas always using his special taunts when he's killing a Damacian champ, I'm pretty sure.
Yep.
Hear him say something about something to Lucian, I don't remember.
Coming in, Vesu's gonna show up, this 300 CS Azir.
Yeah, insane. Like,
yeah, really crazy. Whatever happens, like, I mean, he's been farming like a madman. You know, eventually they'll have to confront this Azir, you know? And I think they'd rather do it on the, you know, front end of an Ashe arrow, but we'll see what opportunities they get.
Yeah, we'll have to see. I mean, like, there's a lot, just not a ton of action going on because one team just lacks, like, any form of engage, right?
Yeah.
Like Vesu is insanely strong right now. Like, he could, if he just gets to sit there and wail, he is going to effortlessly, like, carve through their team.
Right.
But he cannot because he doesn't have anyone to start these fights. So Soulfire basically has to get to these objectives first, like the Baron, the Dragon, and make the enemy team come into them because it's the only way they're going to be able to do anything.
Right. Yes. Yeah. That that and
Glacial does not want that, right?
ENZ. Okay. Oh my God. All right. Silas comes over. Another ult coming over. Can he dash over the wall? He can't. Fleeing the whole time, unfortunately.
Yeah, they're really picking on MZ in this side lane. They're not letting him get farm, not letting him get the split push.
I mean,
and now
what we're talking about, and yeah, now they're gonna turn onto this Baron. This game's far from over right now, but we're talking about things that can be easily fixed in the drafting portion of the game. Because play-wise, I don't think Solar Flare is like playing that much worse. Here we go.
Yeah, I would have loved to see like a set jungle, personally.
Oh, that
I feel like
is
set
going
would have
down
been
fast. Okay, they
would have been
got
the play.
Azir ult right here.
Oh, he ults
them
them into the pit
because they want the kills and the Baron. But look who gets that. Red team steals Baron, and unfortunately, it's at the cost of their entire team, maybe. Let's see. Acheron the Kid. Oh,
he
misses the timing.
Oh, no.
So close there. I don't believe Lucian has this buff
Wow,
on
Comrade
him.
with the big Azir ult, knocking them into the pit. Now, it worked out in Solarflare's favor because Masslink was able to get the Smite Seal, which is pretty impressive, but they are going to lose probably an inhib, and the Dragon is up in a minute. They will have everyone up for the Dragon, so they're going to get the inhib. I imagine they'll reset and then try to run straight to the Drag.
Right.
They're probably like calling this like reset, 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 reset. Oh, they don't get it. They mess up.
Oh, wow. All right, that is a huge
That is
stroke
pretty
block.
big mistake,
Yeah.
I will say.
And, yeah, I mean, they don't have Baron.
I
They
think,
need
honestly,
this 5v5.
they know, like, I see why they did it. They are like, okay, well, we really have to, like, we really have to get the drag, right? Like, they want the soul because
Right.
both these teams are, like, pretty squishy. They're just fighting, and any way to get more damage on them, more upfront burst is definitely better. But yeah, they don't even get the inhib, and they don't get here first. So
Okay,
this is what Solar Flare wants, right?
Yeah,
Solar Flare
this
is like,
Flare showing up
come into
first.
us, come into us. We can fight. Now Vesu he hasn't gotten any new items since the last fight. He wasn't able to finish the death cap, but he's
level
huge.
17.
Like he is huge right now.
Now this is
Okay,
going to be
they're
really
death
interesting.
rushing. He knows.
Yeah, let's see.
Oh, Lulu.
Oh, misses the ult there. Hecarim on the side. Vesu looking for an angle, but here comes Silas. So big, pushing so many people in. But oh my god, the Azir damage is huge. And Lucian actually getting a shutdown there. Puts them on the board, and
Vesu.
here's a Saruma shuffle of his own. Azir auto-attacking away, but doesn't have the damage. Goes down, and a triple kill for Ashe. This Ashe is 10-1-1, and they're going to turn over Infernal Soul to Glacial Vendetta.
Wow. Okay. Just huge fight. Comrade went for the Azir again. That the enemy team, Solar Flare was expecting it. They all flashed to dodge heal, which is great. And then you see Vesu. He only autos Silas and Hecarim like 3 times maybe each, and they're just all dead.
Yeah, that I for a moment believed the fight was gonna sway there. Like that was wild.
Yeah, they're just like ridiculous, right? And Vesu goes in and tries to make the hero play and almost does it, right?
Yeah.
But the grounding from Cassiopeia, they have enough CC on their team, and now they got the soul. They're gonna have the Baron will be up in 3 minutes, which I imagine they're gonna have to try to get and fight for.
Yeah,
Solar Flare does have decent wave clear, but I just don't imagine them wanting to give this up. So that might be where our next fight takes place. But yeah, I would say both these teams playing this game like pretty clean, but Glacial is, you can just see the difference in comp. Glacial having the ability to pick and choose when they want to start these fights. Like we even got to see it right there. They're all in the bush. Lulu walks up. All they can do is like Olaf axe with the speed up from Karma, and they throw all their moves out.
Right.
They don't have any hard CC, no ranged engage, nothing like that. And it's like, well, what do they, how do they can't even pick off the Lulu right away.
I mean, they're definitely going to draft more CC next game, right? I think that's a
It's not just CC, it's like the hard engage. Like I stand by this.
Yeah.
I have to like check the if I can check pick ban. Yeah, it was left open. Oh no, they actually banned it in the second rotation. I would have taken the set over the the Olaf here. I think set is just like a huge band-aid champ for comps like this. Like he allows you to He gives you hard engage. He basically does what Olaf does in the early game. Like, he's a bully. He has better ganks. He doesn't have like as good 1v1 as Olaf, or maybe drag control, but he would fix this comp, in my opinion. It's definitely not over. Like we saw again, Vesu is on 3 items. He is huge.
It's
like
crazy that a team that's up 13 kills with Infernal Soul, it still feels like if they slip up and let one champion on the other side free hit them for 1 or 2 more auto attacks, then the whole fight could change.
Yeah, I would say the biggest weakness is we can see it right here. Solar Flare is like pretty much locked into their base at this point.
Right.
They're not going to step out. Like, none of their champs can survive getting Ash Arrowed into, you know, whatever moves, especially with the Infernal Soul giving them the extra damage. Okay, MZ looking for some damage. Oh, Mute You playing a little aggro.
Yeah, getting some, but the Sharuma
Okay, Comrade
shuffle,
peeling with the Azir ult, which is fine. It's probably going to run out. But yeah, I'm being a little bit greedy. Maybe he thought MZ was by himself. But it's totally fine. He's just going to heal up, obviously, and get ready for this Baron that comes up in 25 seconds.
Yeah, now Solar Flare's got to be like evaluating right now, and probably, I mean, I don't know. They've either come to the decision where, okay, we've all got to go in, or Olaf's got to go and do a miraculous steal. But like, if they might die, the game's over.
Yeah, they might just say Masling go for the steal here. I don't know if I agree with that. Like with the Infernal, so look how much damage they do to this thing.
So fast.
He goes for it again.
Goes in, isn't able to get it. Hecarim
Ooh,
goes
nice engage
far,
over the wall. Oh, huge! Cassian.
Oh, amazing! A double kill. All that's left is Vesu right here. Puts up a great shuffle though. That was very pretty. Okay,
yeah.
So we got Akron and we got Azir. I mean, if you had to have 2 champions left to defend the base, it would be these 2.
Yeah. They still have the Lulu ult, but they don't have Azir ult, and I would say the big thing is if they step out of place, the Ashe ult is almost up as well.
Right.
Yeah, they might just look to end the game here. Maybe not. Maybe they just go for double.
Yeah, I mean, they've got Cass splitting in the side lane, and it does look like they're going to be careful and methodical about this. Which, you know, I don't blame them. Looks like we've got at least one more team fight here.
Your Comrade teleporting out, looking probably to TP back. Oh no, he cancels it. Sorry, Masling getting shredded.
So much damage. He's got to go back and heal up for sure. Wow. Yeah, I mean, in a game of angles, it looks like Solar Flare does not have that many in which they can...
Oh, huge!
Massive fight right here. So much damage being put down. It looks like this is going to be Solar Flare going
somebody
down.
clipped that.
That was
what a fight.
Wild. That was huge.
What an engage.
Yeah, they pulled the trigger really, really well there. And
Comrade is like for sure my MVP this game. He is like popping off.
Definitely. And game 1 is definitely going to go to Glacial Vendetta. Remember, folks, this is CEO, so it is a best of 3. So we got more in store for you.
Wow, well, really well played from Glacial. Yeah, I think that for me is like definitely something that could maybe be identified in the draft for Solar Flare. Like,
yeah,
if you're gonna build full tank on this Olaf, and you're even doing like this set build,
yeah,
like why not just go set or go Volibear or something that gives you like some form of engage. Like set is ideal in my opinion, but Volibear gives you some form of like hard engage, or any of those champs, or even Sejuani, because Sejuani obviously doesn't really like to go with double ranged soul laners, but they just need some form of getting in, because what happens, like as we saw, like the game was pretty even,
right?
But then they can't choose. They don't get to really pick and choose their fights. They have to play on the other team's clock, and the other team gets to choose when they go in. And when it's like that, no matter how farmed your carries are, like, I mean, Vesu was so farmed and so strong. He just can't play the game, right? So. Right. Overall, like, really just Yeah, all the props to Glacial. I think they played that game very clean.
Right. No, I think they did a fantastic job. Just every position, showing up to play, and solar flare turning. You know, when the scales started to tip, there were a couple moments there where it could have gone a lot faster. I mean, that Baron take at like 20 minutes exactly was such a fantastic reaction to them being like, we're not getting a dragon. We do have the damage. Let's turn this Baron over. And they did. Now we're just waiting for game 2 to get set up right now. So you think set in the jungle and then you pretty much run it back? Oh, and let me actually... Who's here? Bistro Mathematics says he's here, boys. That's what's up.
That's Arthur Dent in the chat.
Ayo. He's got his eyes peeping.
He is currently moving cross country right now.
Oh, wow.
Driving. I don't know if he's stopped.
Well,
if he's made it.
Congratulations, Arthur Dent, on your move, which seems like it's been successful if you're tuning in.
He could be on his phone, right?
Yeah, I guess he could be.
I don't know when he's driving from. Let's
see.
He's driving from. He's in Nebraska right now. Okay, he's driving from New York to California.
Hot damn.
He's arriving to California in the fucking inferno right now. It is so hot here.
Yeah, you've picked a time. You've picked a time indeed.
It's hot and our state is on fire, unfortunately.
Yeah, that's not needlessly slow, or not needlessly so, but that is a pretty dramatic situation.
But I'm gonna say it. I'm a California elitist. California is the best.
Yeah, Cali's.
Even though it is expensive here and our state is always in flames, it's amazing. I love it.
Hear me out. Yes, we are always on fire.
Those go in the cons column.
Right.
But there's also a pros column.
Right.
And there's many pros.
Right. Every place in the world has pros and cons here.
Exactly.
Let me give you this.
We have water. That's true. We got water. We also had a lot of beautiful people.
Hey, what's up, Rescued? Thank God you're here.
Rescued, I am here.
We're ready. We have a chair.
Neat.
Reserved for you at the
I was
Denny's.
about to say. Okay, so.
All right, let's get this.
Need mob. Okay, so are these? Oh, the orphan person's back. Is this their sub? He must be on their team.
He has to be. We were curious about
Jake. JK, I love California. Me too.
Let's
Some cool
see.
people here.
T. Schmidt cheering again, tossing out those coins. Yeah, Rescue Man, no problem. We've always got a chair for you here. Here at the LBLCS in the Denny's. Oh, we passed like 20 miles from Toronto. You guys could have high-fived. Okay. And let me fix these logos again. Make them all big for everybody.
Can you link me the pro draft,
of course,
if possible?
For sure. Yeah, the classic custom.
LeChance, noted Streamlabs master.
Yeah.
Fixing. You get to see the magic happen on stream.
Yeah, man. This is, some places won't tell you how the sausage is made, and we say, hey.
Commuting to the Denny's in Vermont must be hard for you. Not really.
It's pretty. We've got a
new Mike LeChance hits different. Also, is this game 1? No, this is game 2. Game 1 was taken by Glacial with a stellar performance from a lot of their players, but we agreed that their top laner, Comrade, was the MVP with some insane Silas play.
Went nuts.
Yeah.
And
Using the Azir ult about as well, if not better than the Azir himself.
Yeah, he got some incredibly important plays pulled off.
Rescued, if he met up with you, you should have taken him to a better restaurant than Denny's. Just saying.
Even though it's the official
Take him to something you can
LBLCS.
only get in Toronto.
Toronto, for example, is there a
let's
Canadian Denny's? Is that a thing?
I'm just gonna say it. Denny's sucks.
What?
Denny's has it has its place. It has its purpose, and its purpose is being the only place open at 5 a.m. when I am fucked up.
Exactly.
That's its purpose,
Yeah.
and it serves its purpose well. But if you ever go to Denny's sober, you're a psychopath, I think.
Listen,
I'm sorry, I had to lay the hard truth.
There was a time when Denny's did this insane. When I was in college, they did this insane make your own burger thing, and you could check off everything on the menu and get like a almost foot tall burger. It was very scary. Yes, yeah, Denny's is a meme. IHOP, Waffle House better. I've never been to a Waffle House, and I need to get to a Waffle House. I have been to IHOP. Didn't really scratch my edge. Honestly, if I had to put my favorite thing that was on the tier of Denny's, Friendly's has Friendly's is probably just a notch up from Denny's, but Fribbles, man, Fribbles were great.
Never even heard of these places before.
Oh, East Coast baby.
The Denny's in downtown Toronto isn't bad, but you're saying it's not bad. That's your compliment. When you're saying a compliment, it's it's not bad.
Rescued.
That's not a good compliment. That's not something a place I'd choose to go.
Rescued.
That's
follow your heart. Follow your heart, and your heart's leading you to the Denny's, man. And I think that's the right place to be.
That's when some place would. Yeah, it's if someone's well, Zach, you're not bad per se, but you're not good. I'm well, thanks, bro. That really makes me feel good about myself.
Every Denny's you've had was shit, except for the one in Whip. Huh. Interesting. All right. Zelius has found a blessed Denny's.
So,
yeah.
I'm going to say that the last time I went to Denny's was 3 years ago. I was in Los Angeles visiting some friends. And I was super hammered. It was 4 a.m., I think, or 3 a.m. And that was good. I was digging the Denny's. So maybe the LA Denny's was good that I went to. I don't know where exactly it was. I think it was closer to Anaheim, near Disneyland. But the Brock Street cut off the 401. And it's perfect. I don't know what you're talking about.
You just reminded me of the last time that I was at Denny's, which was 3 years ago. I was living alone in Texas, and my very shitty one-room apartment, I was really sick. I had to go to the emergency room, and they were okay, this bug is just running its way through your body. You're gonna be fine. You're not contagious, but you need to have fluids and stuff like that. And I lived basically on the side of a highway. I put on all of the clothes that all of the thick clothes that I owned, which was not very many because I was in Texas. I walked to a Denny's, and that Denny's gave me chicken noodle soup. Well, I paid for the chicken noodle soup, but it was a refuge, and they had better internet than I did. And it was a beautiful place. There was much love to be found in the Denny's. And there's much love to be found in the LBLCS. And that is my whole tie-in to the whole thing.
Okay, so
yes,
there's quite a few things that have changed in the draft.
Yeah,
I want to mention real quick. One, Caitlyn was left open, so that's first picked. And Morgana is picked, so they get the Caitlyn Morgana lane, which has been pretty high priority. Then, on the reverse side, they get the Hecarim, so they're getting a little bit more engaged. But they left the Zoe open, which is a ban in game 1. But then Glacial is taking the Azir away from Vesu. So they're taking this Azir away, and their last ban is a Nami ban.
Yeah.
Okay. It just keeps glitching because it's pro draft and it's terrible. Oh, it's a different mid laner for
Yes,
Glacial.
this is
True.
Orphan.
So Orphan, regardless, there's still. Oh, it's the dude. I'm pretty sure it's the dude in the chat.
Why? Because
Thank
his
you,
name is
guy
Da
playing in
Orphanage?
chat. Thank you for playing.
We can't
But
be
they take
sure.
away the Azir. They take away the Azir.
Tell us something only the mid
Orphan
laner would
comes
know.
in to show you, look, I'm going to show you how to win on the Azir. So they take it away, which is good because that would explain to me at least why the Zoe wasn't banned again. That makes sense.
Right.
Anyway,
ooh, but we
they
got
take
a
the
Ziggs
Karma.
here.
I think Ash Karma is quite good into the Caitlyn Morg, and then Ziggs Mordekaiser locked in. So I like Soulflare's comp a lot better this time. They have Engage,
Yeah.
first of all. They have the Hecarim, so they can pick fights. Caitlyn Morgana is very dominant bot lane. I do think Karma is probably one of the better picks into that lane, and Ash obviously is the quote-unquote pick into Caitlyn. Comrade might just go for his Silas again here. It would. Oh, he goes for Fiora.
He was feeling
Okay,
strong on Silas, and he wanted to still be able to do
So, oh, it's supposed to be GP. Okay.
it. Oh, interesting.
Another super good pick into the Mordekaiser, to be fair. Although Mordekaiser, we've kind of seen him pro play. He's just like getting a lot more. Getting a lot more priority, as you say. He is just becoming kind of this weak side monster where they just leave him alone. He's very hard to. He basically demands a 1v1 at all times because if the jungler comes up, he just ults him and then kills him in the death realm.
Right.
It's just very interactive, so you just have to pick something into him that can either hang or that can potentially win. I do think Silas is decent into the Mordekaiser, because if he ults you can ult him in his own death realm to steal your stats back and beat his ass.
Is that the description on the ability? Is that right?
But obviously, GP can just orange out of the death realm, which is also pretty
good.
funny. Yeah.
Apple
so
a day keeps the Death Knight away.
Yeah, an orange a day.
Yeah.
Orange a day.
Orange
it's a pirate. You gotta get rid of scurvy. Can we have the origin story of the LBLCS? We do not have enough time for that, my friend.
It takes
a long
tail. We don't have enough people. We need a minimum of 4 spoken word officiants who will tell the tale over the course of 3 hours. Maybe when our year-long anniversary is coming up really soon, actually. If it didn't already pass. Oh, God.
I have no idea. I wasn't here for season 1. But I started playing in this season last September, so I assume it's probably, or maybe it was it was closer to winter, maybe.
Yeah,
so maybe it's like coming up.
Oh boy, we might do something. T. Schmidt will work on that. We'll work on a retelling of the story in all its grandeur.
Basically, T. Schmidt, it takes a lot out of someone just to tell part of the story,
right?
Because of the amount of strain and fluidity it puts on one human.
Right.
You need 4 to tell it in 3 hours. Otherwise, it would take a single human like 12 to 15 hours.
Right. Yeah.
Basically a filibuster, if you will.
Right.
Yeah.
In fact, if not a lot of people watch Congress, but it was used in a filibuster, and that was pretty wild. Zelius is trying to tell it in chat, but it's not. I mean, he doesn't have the requisite flautist that needs to be accompanying him, and I can't. If he's playing the harpsichord, I can't tell from here.
Zelius is literally a Sith Lord.
That's true.
Someone listen to him. If you've watched his stream, he just plays in the darkness,
right,
with a cowl on.
The cowl on.
So I wouldn't listen to him. He's probably trying to deceive you.
Right. And if he says anything about how it's a story that you wouldn't have heard, I mean, just ignore that.
He was the first person to develop wrinkles on his brain. True.
Beautiful. Yo,
Anyway,
I
into
am
the comp.
I'm
I
crushing really quickly though. I am crushing this uh the background. I learned how to edit things in the background. And at some point I won't say it out loud so that people don't know, but I mean, man, I actually just did the thing. It's really fulfilling. Let's talk about these compositions. Big bears, big horses. What do you think?
So this was a this happened last year, where basically MZ Shady put his man um Vesu, his mid laner. He's like, get your ass in the top lane. I'm the mid laner now. And in the playoffs, decided to play mid lane. Vesu's go-to top lane pick was Mordekaiser, actually, which is funny because you would think like a control mage aficionado and Azir master would be playing the big juggernaut boy, but he does, and he plays it well. So he put him up there top. He's like, here, you play the Mordekaiser. I'm going to show you. And he's like, I'm going to play Ziggs into the Azir, which I've never seen MC Shady play. MC Shady is pretty strong at the Mage Champs. He did play Corki quite well. I'm surprised he didn't pick the Corki into this. Like that's the classic matchup, right? But pretty cool they're doing it again. They didn't wait till playoffs this time. We also have, yeah, but on the other side, on Glacial's team, they have just like this is like a standard comp you'd see in like the LCS, right? This is like incredibly standard. I would say both these comps you could actually have just tune on to professional league and both of them could be played.
Right.
Which is pretty cool to see. So this is like normally I would say to those of us who are watching that haven't seen as much CEO, like this is more common. The higher you get in the league, the more people just play meta champs, right? You have some people who have like their go-to picks, like they have their signature champs. We see the Urgot band that's like not super common, so that might be like a comrade main champ, right? But we definitely just see more meta rather than just like the Garen or the things we see in. I don't even remember what I saw in Economy because honestly, it was kind of a blur because it was just people throwing wave after wave of their own men at each other until someone came out on top.
The
but it's action
era
packed.
of combat was a well recorded and storied time.
It reminds me of the Futurama Zap Brannigan.
Oh
It's
yeah.
like the only way to defeat the killbots is they had a predetermined kill count. So I sent wave after wave of my own men at them until they shut down.
To their credit, it worked though. Also, if this for some reason doesn't work because it didn't work last time, we'll be back again. But we'll see.
Yeah. I will say
Hold on. They couldn't hear us. But now they can, and it's fine because our community doesn't want to be coddled. They don't want that soft, smooth, easy LCS stuff that people have been watching all week. That's the kind of stuff you can find anywhere in any organization, like Worlds. No.
So they paused it to ask if they're role swapping, which they don't have to answer, by the way.
I don't believe
you don't have
so.
to.
Yeah.
So you don't. You can swap lanes. You are like that. The only rule we have is if you're like trying to deceive someone. So basically, if you were like put someone as support and then they are actually going to play jungle and your mid laner is going to play like it's a very fine thing. It's basically like we're you're doing it to basically force bans. Like for instance, if the Naughty Boys put Quaz as their mid laner, but then he ended up playing support, so the enemy team banned like Aurelion Sol, right?
Right.
Then, but then he was like, actually, I'm going support. I just was in the mid lane position. Then that is like a thing, but most of the time it doesn't matter. That's the point, right? Yeah. So we can clarify that. If any of the coaches are watching, you're totally allowed to lane swap, by the way. The pros do it all the time, right? You can just do that. The only time you can is if you're just like swapping all the positions and making like messing stuff up. But anyway, back to what I was saying. If anyone has very, very basic editing skills and can put our videos together because they're going to be 3 different VODs and streamline that and make it look like it never crashed. That's a useful talent that maybe the LBLCS could use. We will not pay you, but I'll shout you out.
Exactly.
But I'll shout you out. I'll give you a shout out. I'll say, hey, dude, hey. For instance, if it was Mr. Prezi, I'd say, hey, just shout out to Mr. Prezi for getting the VODs on YouTube and making them look good. Speaking of YouTube,
that, I will put very silly resources into making some other things that may or may not be helpful in terms of shouting out. I've been on a real audio commercial kick recently.
Well, also we could just put it in the description.
Oh yes, we do
YouTube
have
video.
some resources, which I'm just starting to get my bearings with. What's up, Senny Ursa? Mr. Prezi says classic LBLCS pause TM. Trademark that. Absolutely. So, just so everyone knows, of course, this is CEO. We are in Game 2, Solar Flare versus Glacial Vendetta. Dang it, I didn't switch the images. But
can you do that during the stream?
No, I can't. What's up,
Is
Rescue?
LBLCS hiring?
Listen, we're hiring in a semi-conventional, in a semi-non-conventional sense where we function largely on the barter system.
I'm gonna just tell you, they don't pay me shit. So don't think you're gonna. If the talent isn't getting paid,
yeah, I'm gonna tell you, I don't get a dime from this.
Yeah, if LeChance isn't getting paid and he's basically the face of the LBLCS, then you for sure ain't getting any money. Let me just let you in on a little secret there.
If you've been listening to any of the many different themed audio advertisements that I've been putting up that do take some time to make, that is not because I've suddenly become compensated. It is just because I thought they were fun and funny to do.
The goods and services type beat. I don't even get anything like that.
Like, I don't says even it's a tax write-on. Sorry, keep going.
Tax write-on. I don't even get goods and services. I don't even get feet pics from Buggle. I don't even get,
I don't even get feet. I've been asking for those. Yeah.
Your audio announcements are so cool.
Thanks, Seniersa. I appreciate that. Yeah,
true.
We had a, if anyone missed it, we had a noir-themed one today.
Wait, when was this?
Oh, Happy Cloud, have you not seen these audio? Go back.
Wait, I did your fan. Is it like the fanfare one you did?
That was one of them.
Different.
I've made like 7 of them, and they're all different. They're all different themed. Folks, if you want to scroll back up in the community channel, I've been tagging in the middle of the day. At everyone. About
here we go.
Yeah. Peek a listen. And I do a too long didn't listen to so that you don't have to listen to it to get the actual information because it's not required.
It was a Sazerac I ordered from the bar last.
Wait, this is amazing.
Thanks,
I'm
man.
gonna listen to this more after the game. You should play this like before the stream.
All
I
right,
think.
I'll play. We'll listen to today's after this game, but we have been neglecting our duties.
Action.
Yeah, here it is. Gangplank almost getting the kill.
Oh,
Getting
Comrade.
first blood on Vesu. I don't think he can turn over that Hecarim, but well done.
So Vesu a little greedy there, and Comrade walks up and just gets the auto with the grass proc and passive, finish him off. Okay.
Wow.
068.
tagging
Look at
back
this
and forth.
movement.
Yeah, that was
Sidesteps
really
the
good.
trap.
You see him dodge those? That was
Yeah.
beautiful.
Okay. I'm gonna. Yeah. So anyway, yesterday before the stream,
Yeah.
I totally played some licensed music for sure,
Sure.
but we, instead of doing that, because that's definitely not a good thing, we should be playing these intros while we're waiting for people, because sometimes we just start the stream like right away, and we do
it's
our
aggressive.
like sometimes we have decent intros. Okay.
Yeah.
You know, you and I or
Yeah.
whoever's streaming will be like, welcome to LBLCS, blah blah blah,
Right.
intro,
Intro.
and
Words.
but people aren't even in the stream yet.
Right.
So we should play some non-copyright music into your amazing intro you created, into the casters introduce themselves, because that way it lets people like get into the.
Right.
Anyway, we can talk about this more.
We'll
How do you say
workshop it.
Ash's name? Ash.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
Or
it's Ash.
the champion or the player?
Oh, the
I've just been calling him
player.
as 068.
068. Yeah. I want to say it's an area code of some sort. Comrade duking it out with Vesu right here. Also, Vesu did not play top game 1. Vesu played mid.
No.
Seniersa says, I have non-copyright chill lo-fi music playlist that I use with you guys. Seniersa, we'd love a link. That would be fantastic.
Can you play Riot's music too? Aren't you allowed to
I'm
play? I think
truly
Riot
not sure.
does not care, if I remember correctly. Like, you can play any of their music that they've uploaded to like Spotify.
Boy,
Because I
let's hope
played
so.
the new KDA song.
Oh, nice. Seniersa,
You
if
can
you don't
send
mind
it,
sending it
DM
to,
it.
Yes, DM it to LeChance in the Discord if you don't mind.
The top matchup, game 1, Bistro Mathematics,
shit, that's
was Comrade on the Lucian versus MZ Shady, or sorry, Comrade on the Silas versus MZ Shady on the Lucian.
Yes.
Where MZ Shady had a healthy CS lead, but because his jungler helped him kind of get to the first early levels, Silas just started being able to really bully Lucian out of the lane.
Okay, I'm going to give this a shot. Let's go, 068. You are first rate. Seniersa in the chat with the cheers again. Sometimes I mess them up, but I think they're fantastic. All right, we've got this. Okay, Gangplank, Mordekaiser. So this is, once again, so folks, game 1, really fun to watch. The first, what would you say, 20 minutes of the game were not very
First blood
killful.
was at like 13 minutes.
It was pretty wild, but that was not for lack of trying. Lots of ganks, lots of counterplay, and we're seeing that mold be broken a little bit here. 1-to-1 and Orphan here. Picking up
Chance,
that
could you do
blue
me a favor for my OCD on the stream? Could you move the portraits of Ziggs
So
and...
here's the thing, and I sympathize so hard. I can't do that without, like, the whole thing's gonna pause. If I could seamlessly do it, I mean, I'll...
No. The portraits in game of Mordekaiser and Ziggs.
Oh, sure. Yeah, no problem.
Yeah, you just go to the scoreboard and like slide them.
Oh, right, down here. Oh, and here we go. All right, speaking of the game,
Comrade.
we got Gangplank knocked back, deals some damage here. They're fighting in his ult, a lot of back and forth, but he gets hit by that huge Hecarim ult and is taken down. What's up, the Logan 109? You're the newest investor in the LBLCS, and we will see you at the board meeting in Vermont at the Denny's. That's all the info that you need. We'll be sending the rest in forms of, if you find an arrow sticking in a tree with a message tied to the back of it, that'll have the rest of the instructions as well.
So already, Masslink doing a little bit more of this game on the Hecarim in the early game. He is ganking. He's done 2 gank stop. they are able to kill Comrade twice now. And yeah, that's exactly what you need to do. Gangplank is pretty comfortable in the weak side. So him getting ganked like that is he'll be okay. Like he'll just farm it up.
Ooh,
He just wants to scale.
Sharuma Shuffle right here. MZ Shady stuffing the volley bear. Getting some distance.
So Orphan kind of messing up his Stream of Shuffle, but it didn't really matter. I don't know if it would have mattered if he hit him down. He would have hit him closer to the volley bear. But still, they get his flash. Orphan flashed as well, though, which a trade is okay. It'll be on the onus of volley bear to get to the lane and do some damage. But MZ is slowly just scaling up in the mid lane. Gonna try to pop off on the Ziggs.
Ooh, a great and immediate cleanse right there. And now they've got, this is a 3v3, but Ash Arrow comes out, stuffs that Morgana. A lot of damage coming down. Hecarim goes across a flash. Morgana goes down. Let's see, Ash is burning.
Ooh, Masling not having his ult there is not gonna be able to finish off the Ash. So they're able to get one kill and get out. Yeah, Mobron, like, I think Ash was like waiting on her ult. 068 was waiting on his ult to fire it off, right? Like the whole time. And Mobron is like, I'm not gonna Black Shield, and then finally it's just like, fuck it, and he shoots it off.
Ooh,
okay, well,
gets that second barrel right here. Let's see, this is gonna come down to the wire, but both champions back off. I believe Mordekaiser's got a shield up his sleeve there.
Yeah, Mordekaiser has a ton of damage built, so obviously that trade is even.
Yeah, both
with
of his
ninja
can,
tabby,
like, heal and shield and
yeah,
all that jazz.
Yeah, unfortunate, but it looks like Glacial is gonna start the dragon up here. There's no TP on the top laners, so they might just give this up.
That's just going to go right to them. There's always a chance when you got something.
It's going to be the Ocean Soul, which is huge, right? So, like, if I'm a team on the side of, for instance, Solar Flare, and it's like the Cloud Soul, I don't really care that much, right? Like, okay, they get the Cloud Soul, like it's not the end of the world. Ocean Soul, on the other hand, is I think the strongest soul. It has the highest win percentage out of all of them. Like, I think you win like, it's like you win like 56% of the games you get the soul. You win or something? I don't remember. I don't remember how it works. Basically, there's a very high chance that you win the game. I know in pro play, it's like 75% of games with the soul are won, and then like with the Ocean Soul, it's like 90 something. So the Ocean Soul is a lot bigger. Bistro Mathematics has nerf Juggernauts. I don't know about that, man. Come on. You don't like Mordekaiser being able to build full tank and out-damage the guy building full damage easily? I think it's fair.
It seems reasonable. I think a lot of people at Riot would agree with you.
Can we just give a shout out to like the reworks that Riot does? Like I think Mordekaiser's rework is so cool. Like, I thought he was so lame before. He's some pizza feet knight that looked like a doofus.
Pizza feet knight.
He had pizza
I think
feet.
They did a great job on all that stuff. That, and we were talking about the lore before, and how it's just
the lore is so much cooler.
So much cooler.
Yeah, also, if you guys are fans of the lore...
Speaking of fans,
Masling coming up.
Big horse. Masling getting the charge off right here, but Comrade might actually be able to take him
Oh, he's
down.
just killing him.
Here comes, he flashes out, and Volley Bear comes in for a slam dunk. And here in the bottom lane, Mobron does land this damage right here. Let's see if he can take out Focus. He does, but he takes a turret shot as well. Goes golden. Acheron misses an auto attack right there, but then follows it up with a fantastic combo. But who else is here? It's the big bird boy himself, Azir. Let's see if he can get this second kill. He swoops down, but Mobron's a little more slippery, lands a great Q, and is gonna walk his way out.
MZ's coming up the rivers, or coming down the river, so Orphan is like, okay, I can't chase this.
Oh, here
they're gonna dive him.
This dive top lane right now, and they, I mean, yeah, what can you do there? Oh, MZ.
Oh, nice.
Oh, but Mobron gets the kill on the back end. Okay, so this is the opposite of game 1. Yeah, lots of fighting, lots of bloody battles. These guys want it.
So, yeah, that was really good. I think Orphan being able to kill MC Shady there is like pretty nice for him. He finishes his first item. He's got the Lost Chapter as well for the mana. He is scaling super hard. I do think Ziggs in the late game is pretty good into Azir because you could just kind of ult Azir when he sets up, and then Azir gets chunked out to like 30% health, and he has to play the fights like a lot more scared. But back to what we were saying, I think the reworks, well, like the lore is really cool. I love the Legends of Runeterra game, one, because I think it's like a pretty well designed online card game, but also it fleshes out the lore. Like they came out with all the Mount Targon stuff, and before I didn't really care that much about Targon, but now it's like pretty awesome seeing the difference of all the factions there, like the Solari Sun people or the Lunari
Right.
Diana's people, and like you also have like the Celestials, and it's really cool to see all those people and get the lore, and you have the lore fleshed out of all the other factions. So I really like it. I think it's really cool. I also think they do like these reworks do a good job of keeping somewhat the identity of the champ and fleshing it out. Like Mordekaiser, just this big metal dude, and he's pretty awesome.
A
And
big
now he
metal
feels
guy with a metal.
now he
elbow.
feels like he has like weight when he walks. He's this big dude. Volibear like is actually like a cool god of thunder and not just like a bear.
Great barrel pop there from Vesu. I mean,
Okay.
everyone showing up at once to drop this Rift Herald. Gangplank is going to be on his lonesome.
So it looks like Glacial is trying to do something on the bot
Great.
side, but
Wow.
yeah,
Herald
There's the Ziggs.
with the Ziggs. I mean, that's so great. And Orphan is likely going to turn over this mid tower. And I don't know that they're going to be able to get back in time to stop this.
is KDA canon? I don't think it matters. Could be canon if you want it to be.
Oh, wow. Sorry, I looked away for a second. Mobron,
Oh, Mobron lives. Okay, almost.
Mobron almost lives. Flashes over the corner right there. Let's see. 068 taking a decent amount of damage, but they're kind of split, and Maskly runs right in there. Okay, MC Shady comes down, gets that damage. Orphan looking so low. Akron just needs to auto attack him. I don't know what he was.
He's in the
looking for
death
there.
realm.
Oh, he was in the death realm. Okay.
Yeah,
and
he's
they
in the death
actually
realm.
are the exact opposite of what I said. They are able to show up and get this dragon, and now it's 7-7, 2 dragons to 1, and 1,000 gold lead for Glacial Vendetta.
So, Comrade opting not to TP down there for that fight, and he decided, okay, instead I'm gonna take the turret. I don't know if that was a team call. I don't know how much I agree with that. I think like playing for the soul is just so strong. So, but a great. We got to see it again. This is like I was really harping on this last game, but they have hard engage now, so you got to see Masling get a flank and gets the ultimate to disrupt the backline, letting Vesu walk up and trap orphans, sorry, in the in his ult and solo him out, and they get the dragon, which is great because it's delaying the soul. And this is
Yeah.
a pretty even game, LeChance, which is awesome.
It really is, and you know, I think this was very different. Last game, of course, I've already said that. However, same amount of kills, just in very different places. So I think these drafting changes from Solar Flare just right away completely change how things go down. And Orphan, Gangplank, and Volibear pushing or sort of hovering around this top lane, ready just in case a fight breaks out. Now, I love the pace.
Trying his best to bait this out.
Yeah,
he wants
I love
to bait
it.
probably Mastlink to come up here, right?
Right, and Mastlink is also just waiting there. I love all these positions mirroring each other. And Volibear does charge in a little bit, but God, I love Ziggs. I used to play a ton of Ziggs. Also, Rescued, thanks for the cheers. Cheering out there with those little corgi emotes.
I
Oh,
hate
now we're talking
saying-
about prequels and original trilogy stuff as well. And canon, if Qui-Gon Jinn never... Okay, hold on. If Qui-Gon Jinn never tried to train Anakin, the series wouldn't have happened. Yo, we really should have Flow Snake in here. That man knows a lot about Star Wars lore. Yannikin. Huh. Interesting.
I'm gonna tell you, Star Wars is lame.
A
Say it.
hot take. A hot take from a happy cloud here. Star Wars is lame. Interesting.
I like the original trilogy,
Okay.
and then I think they didn't need to go into
Think
like.
that was enough?
I think like the reason Star Wars worked is because it kind of got by on its exposition. Like you didn't need to do all this other crap.
Mm-hmm.
It's just like it worked, right? Because it's there. That's the story. This is how it works. They're like, but actually, this is how this works, and we're gonna put a bunch of crap. And then the new trilogy was just like,
I think
God, no.
Star Wars, you know, I don't know if you had read any of the books or anything like that, but I think Star Wars suffered from what a lot of big worlds did, you know, through the 90s, early 2000s, all the way through to today, which is just big studios, you know, a lot of different people having hands on the story, right? So I agree. I think it's a fantastic, fun universe, and I'm grateful that space operas sort of got their say, in large part due to that story. But for sure, not perfect by any means. Rescued says, I've heard of some of the Star Wars books. They're really good. They are. They're really interesting. And yeah, although technically, apparently none of them are canon anymore. Fan base being toxic hurts the series. Also true. Also true. I think a lot of I mean, that happens a lot, right? Something gets big enough and, you know, stuff goes sideways. Sorry.
It happens all the time because they just like. What happens is the fan base.
Big Bear
becomes so
coming
big.
in. Here he is, running,
Here he goes.
jumping. He slam
nice.
dunks, a flash away. Tiny little Bug Boy gets his distance in his ear. Going around the corner, but a giant horse jumps on top of Bug Boy. Karma runs in. Heel goes down. Maskling trying to get some distance. I don't know if he can. And an arrow from downtown hits the horsey. And a pirate, he wants a ride. And he gets it.
Wow,
Sorry, what were we
that was
saying?
kind of crazy. Wow, that was like. So basically, Masslink eing.
Hey, thanks, Noob Fragger. You're the newest investor in the LBLCS. We'll see you at that Denny's up in Vermont. Cool stream. Thanks, man. Yeah, you showed up at the right time.
Yeah, that was like pretty crazy. The Hecarim E'd, and the E hit the same time that Orph and Azir ulted, and what happened was it knocked. Like Hecarim kind of knocked Azir with his own ulti, so they were just both on the same side of the wall still.
Right.
But Solar Flare gets the dragon, which is you know, good. Again, this is even drags. Both these teams are now on even footing.
Yeah.
They scale about the same, I would say. Like this is a close match. Like I am pretty excited to see how this plays out.
Guys, we're in for a banger. Tell your friends, tell your families. This game is gonna get wild. And if Solar Flare can turn it into a win, we're going to get a Game 3. So, we'll see. There's a lot on the line here. But yeah, wow.
So I
even goal.
Never underestimate
I was saying that
the
fan bases
power
become
of the
toxic
Southern
because what
Cold.
happens is like I've noticed is a lot of people like I don't know. It's crazy to me that the fans like have the audacity to say like you like you didn't make your story the way it's
Meant
you
to
know, like
be.
but they're the ones who made it. It's their
Right.
You know what I mean? Like they'll be like, "This isn't how it was supposed to be. You messed it up," and it's like, "Well, it's but it's them." Now, like shit happens. Like for instance, Game of Thrones, or like those two dumbasses, like
Really
basically
quickly,
rushed the
we
whole series.
have to
and they-
honor our newest subscriber, Rescued. Thank
Oh,
you so
Rescued.
much for the sub, subscribing with
for
Prime.
Prime.
3 months, baby. We appreciate you. And yeah, man, you are now the owner of the LBLCS. You know that big chair that you've been seeing at the board meetings? Now you get to sit in that chair. And someone said, thanks for the symbol. I don't know what that symbol is. It looks like a fist.
The hyper slam.
Ooh.
You get it basically through like, it's like one time if someone like subscribes, you can use it, I think.
Oh, that's cool.
Like I have this hyper parkour.
Oh, that's really cool. Banger game, hashtag live evil. There we go. Live evil?
Tell York not to build both Sunfire and Titanic. That's true. York Hunt building Sunfire Cave and Titanic Hydra, committing the cardinal sin of Shen players. Anyway, back to this game. Maslick looking for the engage. They're using the Caitlyn ult here.
Oh, he makes it, and an Ash arrow comes and hits him right in his face, but they do turn that over into a pick, and focus goes down. Meanwhile, Vesu actually gets a grab, and whoa! Orphan says, no, I'm actually the one that's caught you. And then Mordekaiser says, no, I'm the one that's caught you. Back and forth picks right there. Wow, oh my god, truly so much damage coming out of this Ziggs. Slapping down, whoa, flashes away. And an ult comes down. Just a lot going on back and forth. I think we can all agree. Gangplank ult coming down to clear this wave. And from behind, coming from downtown, the great dunk from the Big Bear himself. Okay, Big Pirate walking up forward. Mobron goes golden. A barrel is up and down. And can they turn Mobron into the kill? They do. A double kill for Gangplank. Volleybear gets out of there, but it's 11-10. And that, the base was cracked. And still, not really a big gold lead. Not yet, at least. Wild. T. Schmidt, thank you for the
We
cheer.
can kind of see that the momentum is in Solar Flare's favor now.
Yes.
They seem to be on the foot. It seems to be that Glacial is trying too hard to focus, or to force things.
Right.
Also, Orphan, unfortunately, is having some bad luck with his Azir ults. He knocked...
That was wild. The back and forth
Mordekaiser away from his own turret, but then was stuck in the Death Realm behind his own wall.
Right.
I guess he could just walk through it, but he was basically stuck taking the turret after using a shuffle. So it was unfortunate, but yeah. The game is still like totally up in the air. The base was cracked, but the inhib was not taken.
Yeah. Well, sorry, not anymore. I saw a 6 and read it as a 4. They do. Solar Flare does have a somewhat of a gold lead right now. Preemptive Caitlyn ult, just getting some damage down. Both teams. So this is the part of the game we've all been in where a bad fight can end the game at this point. We're almost at 30 minutes. Plenty of objectives on the map that you can take. Baron is up. Both teams have vision of it. And they are queuing up to fight for this third Drake. Pivotal. Not soul point, but it's the penultimate soul point for both of these teams. And if either of these teams can grab it, they will be sitting pretty for this next dragon fight. Although it looks like this is going to go over to Solar Flare. Oh my god, so much damage, but they hop over to the other side, and Vesu getting some damage. Here we go, Azir comes in, Shrima shuffles. Mobron goes golden. Let's see what can turn her. Oh, Akron in the bush right here. Almost soloing out that giant bear. Mask Link, though. A shutdown goes to Volleybear. So much damage, and Vesu is basically full health with Comrade in the corner. But he's got Karma Shield over the wall. I don't think it's going to make him live, though. And Vesu gets a bunch of kills, and that was a 4 for 3, and I was wholly unprepared to do a good job of describing what was happening in that fight, because I fully neglected to mention that the Ocean Drake went over to Glacial Vendetta, not the team I thought that was going to grab that. That blast cone was wild. Flung 3 members of their team into the fight.
That fight was spicier than the chips I'm eating, which I have to drink some water really quick, but oh my god.
Please.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh my god, Ash walking up and almost getting grabbed there.
The Ziggs damage is like reaching that point where he is just, if he just like hits someone with the Q, can toss an ult at them and potentially just take them out of the fight completely.
It's nuts. It's absolutely nuts. Good sweet water. If you're looking for something to drink when you're thirsty and you're not quite sure what to reach for, walk over to your kitchen sink and put one of those nice little cups under it and get yourself a glass of water. it's good for you.
Unless you live somewhere where the tap is terrible, don't do that.
Right. If your tap water's disgusting like mine, maybe get some bottled water. If you can't find any bottled water, maybe barter for it. Walk into...
I am Brita.
or buy a Brita. An excellent solution to gross tap water.
So Orphan got like a really nice shuffle.
Yo,
but
how spicy were those chips, by the way?
they're really good. They're these you don't have Trader Joe's near you, I don't think, right?
No, I
That's
do.
like a
I got
Oh, you
Trader
do?
Joe's.
Okay. Where do you live?
Connecticut.
Okay. Trader Joe's, the ghost pepper chips, have you had them? They're so good.
I've had ghost pepper chips before.
Okay, well, Trader Joe's, their ghost pepper chips are like probably my new favorite
Ooh,
chips.
Azir. Okay. I thought that was
Okay,
gonna be more, but
nice.
here we
Go
go.
for a pick
Yeah.
here.
We've got the Q there from Mobron, and then we got a duel in the bottom lane as well. Orphan and Vesu once again going after each other. Back up to the top lane. Ash throwing W out, but the big horsey goes in, so does the bear. And a cleanse, but Ash goes down, and Hecarim chasing down this volley bear, and Vesu coming on top in the bottom lane 1v1. Mass Link turning onto Comrade, who just obliterates him with a Q. So much damage there, and it's a 2-for-1 on opposite sides of the map, and now you've got a Mordekaiser pushing up through that bot lane.
Bistro Mathematics says TJ ghost pepper chips slap. They do slap.
What I also liked you said
so
was
good.
Brita bangs, and I like that a lot.
Brita
Oh,
does
because he's
bang.
a big fan of water too. Hell yeah, man. Water for life. Ooh, Comrade flashing
Hey, Comrade
forward,
was
almost
trying
turning
his best.
this kill. If his Q can come up, he can get it, but it didn't come up
Oh, he
fast
just-
enough, and he goes down, a shutdown onto the Caitlyn. Vesu walking up. This might
Yeah, I
be,
think-
I don't know if this Caitlyn gets the kill. She
I
does.
think that was somewhat of a tilt play by Comrade. I don't know why he just ran past the entire enemy team. I think he was fishing for a crit. He just didn't get
Yeah,
it.
oh, they grab
yeah.
068 right there, and I think that game 2, maybe, yes, game 2 is gonna go to Solar Flare. Ladies and gents, we've got ourselves a game. Once again, CEO is a best of 3. Both these teams are 1-1 right now. Not to be
It's a
mistaken with the player in
banger
the league.
series.
It
A
absolutely
banger
is.
series. So one thing I'm gonna say is I like the adaptation from Solar Flare. I like them having I like Mass Link on the Hecarim and having the option to engage. We saw the last game. They were very farmed, but they had no way to force fights. Comrade, again, with a stellar performance, like really just showing off his stuff.
Mhm.
And I do think that Glacial played a little bit more patient. They just had to play for the dragon. I don't know if they felt like pressured to make plays or pressure to like get out of position, but they seemed to just, I don't know. They seemed to just be a little bit too. They kind of lost control. But that's a game that I think that they could take a step back and be like, okay, well, we were not behind and we were kind of in a good position. So if we just keep playing our game, we definitely can win, right?
Right. Right. No, absolutely. And now we're just waiting for invite. But I do think, I mean, like, it's clear that these two teams can, you know, go toe to toe for sure. You know, while we're waiting for things to come about, this might be the perfect time to play. Oh, nice. I like this Sendiersa one. Let's go, Solar Flare. Your talent is so rare. I can't hit the pacing on that one. Oh, yeah, that's praise. From jeez. Okay, now might be the time to play this advertisement noir thing.
I think because we've already been here for 2 hours,
Yeah.
going to go and use the restroom and refill my water bottle. Hashtag
Hashtag water for
drink
life.
water.
Hashtag Brita Bros. Currently, I'm Drinking Poland Spring. I know from the last time, just while I've got y'all. Oh, a Hydro Homie. Love that. That's so much better. Zach for sure is a Hydro Homie. I know that like the branded water bottles were a huge point of contention. I'm not saying that it has to be. Just last time people were have very particular tastes in how they want their water to taste. And I get that. Oh, look at this. We have an invite right here. Water real quick. Let's see. Zach is Osmosis Jones. One time, Keegan put water in a cup and he drank it. And that's pretty cool. Okay, here's this draft rank. Yeah, who else loves water in the chat? That's the kind of engaging stuff, right? Here, okay, here's what I'll do. I will, while we're getting all of this working, what I will do is I will play this thing that I made. So this is I've been making these little previews for games whenever I have the time. Where did community go? So the reason that it's going to mention the time is because that's what its purpose is. To just mention. Also, if you haven't joined our Discord, you'll find much more of this stuff. So they're all different themes. This one is noir. It was the 30th of August, and my office was a mess. Extinguished cigars, drinks, late-night QVC purchases lay on every surface. I sipped from a glass and grimaced. It was a Sazerac I ordered from the bar last night. I must have wandered off with it. The drink tasted stale. Still, better than I deserved. I couldn't crack this case. It had been 6 weeks since the Minuteman had first appeared. A serial killer who ate the hands of Eastern European clock repairmen in their mid-30s. I walked over to my window and looked out at the city I had sworn to protect. The peaks and valleys of the skyline like fingers of victims past reaching up for salvation. I was a wreck. My eyes wandered around the room like an Amish boy on Rumspringa. Then I saw them. 2 tickets to the LBLCS. Tonight, Solar Flare vs. Glacial Vendetta. CEO League, if I recall. They were playing at 8:45 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I wanted to go. I did. But I couldn't. Not till this city was a little safer. Then maybe others would feel comfortable going over to twitch.tv/low-budget LCS to get the kind of comfort I crave. I took a deep breath. It was gonna be a long night before we got the answers we were looking for. So that's the kind of stuff I've been doing all week. They're not usually that long and convoluted, but just take an idea and then bend it as much as you can to say what time the game is coming. And I believe, Happy Cloud, are you back? I saw you in the chat there, but Maybe you're not back to your mic. And that's A-okay. No, Mo Braun, you're not a pawn. It's just part of a cheer.
Mobron, you are a pawn.
However, Happy Cloud feels differently.
You're a pawn, but pawns might be the most important pieces.
Wow.
Potentially.
That's deep.
You don't win without any pawns.
That's true. You can't win without any pawns. That would be someone is conning you. Let's see. Let's see if we're ready for this.
Militia says, Seniors, I can't tell if your cheers are BM or praise.
Yeah. But
Yikes.
She says praise. She says praise.
I think they're praise.
Seniersa comes up with the best cheers. Oh, and we have started right off here. Vladimir and Urgot bans right off the bat. Yumi, Lulu, two sort of iconic, adorable supports. Gone right away.
Remove Yumi from the game.
Yeah, I wouldn't be upset with that. Here,
Never have I played and been more mad at a champion.
Then Yumi, I'm right there. I'm gonna leave you with this draft because now I am gonna go.
Can you link me with the
yeah,
pick ban
yeah.
before you leave, just so I'm not behind?
For sure.
Then I will hold it down until you retrieve or return from wherever you are going.
Perfect.
Alrighty. Hi guys. Happy Cloud here. Oh, I think he linked me the wrong one. Oh well, I will use the stream as well. Yeah, he did. Okay. Hey guys, Happy Cloud here. Reminder, if you like us and you're not already part of the low budget LCS crew, check out our Discord. You can join a wonderful community with a lot of funny people and nice and kind people as well. If you want to watch VODs of our past games, they'll be uploaded to YouTube, as well as on the Twitch channel. And yeah, so Skifter comes back in for Orphan, and they do lock in the Zoe. That's his main champ. He's even got the icon. Check out the most recent Global Gym Purple Cobra's VOD for the best cast you've ever seen. Not sure about that one. It doesn't have LeChance Happy Cloud Duo. Come on, Shady, your plays are crazy. That one might be a stretch. Which team is MZ Shady on? He's on the Solar Flare team. It's MZ Shady. Put some respect on it. He's on the Solar Flare CEO team. Ben Salona's prime is less than MZ Shady in his prime. Dang.
I am back.
So you linked me the wrong one, I think.
Hilarious.
That's fine. I've been using the stream. I'm eating sweet tarts too.
Ooh. Are you a sweet or a savory fella?
I'm both.
That's
I
fair.
prefer
Sweet
both.
and savory. You prefer both.
The thing is, like, because I feel like I can't call myself a savory person because I have friends that are savory people, and they like they'd
Right.
rather have like a steak than like dessert, right?
Right.
Like they'd rather go for You know, but for me, like I like my steak and then I'll have my dessert after.
Yeah, I'm on board with that for sure.
Swifty, any Avengers movie is less than MZ Shady's games. Not sure I agree with that. LBLCS. Knock knock. Who's there? I eat mop. I eat mop too. LBLC. Solar Flare is on the red side this game, by the way. They picked red.
Yes. You mean you
Oh
can't
my god! Look at
see
the editing. Whoa!
Whoa! It's like they came to life. That's incredible. Wow. Really impressive. Rescued before said that they were bummed because they thought that we were hiring. Hold on. This Skeefter said, did I hear someone liked water? Damn right you did. Rescued says he wants to have his dessert before his steak, which is honestly sounds
Zach is
great.
a hydro homie. Facts.
Oh yeah, we were calling you a hydro homie before. It's way superior than Brita Bros.
Yeah, that's a great subreddit, by the way.
Brita Bros?
No, hydro homies is a subreddit.
Oh, that's fantastic.
It's just water memes.
That's wonderful. Okay, let's go back to pick Ben here. Love the new team icons. Thanks, man. Once again, we put some knives in the hands of the Glacier to show that it had a vendetta. Dude's 10 stream says 30 views and the casters go shirtless. Well, you heard it there first, folks.
I'm shirtless right now.
Yeah.
What if I told you that?
One more viewer and then I've got to go shirtless.
I'm pantsless as well.
It's the kind of quality we bring to the LBLCS.
It's the only way I can get in the mood to cast some
exactly
LBLCS.
Gotta get charged up with some sweet tarts and no shirts, no pants. ASMR LaChance slurping that quality H2O. We'll get it. We were talking about doing something fun and potentially non-league related once we get to 500 followers on our Twitch, which, by the way, if you haven't followed us yet, we're like 29 followers away from getting to 500. Yeah, we're gonna do something. I don't know what it is. I did promise that there would be like a bagel debate, that we could like debate about bagels, but we'll see.
That's thrilling content.
Yeah, thrilling content. I mean, we can get.
I'm sure people, including myself, would stick around for that.
I mean,
I'm just honestly, I'm at the edge of my seat thinking about a bagel debate.
What are bagels even like in California? Can I ask you that? Have you?
I think they're like similar to how they are in other states.
Listen, man, I don't know if
our bagels actually only serve
traveled. Only serve,
and they shred the gnar.
Oh, God, the quality of different kinds of food around the country is like one of my favorite things to talk about.
The only thing I know in California that's like legit is the food in LA, and importantly, the Korean food in LA is like apparently.
I believe it.
I didn't. This isn't me saying this, but apparently, like the food in Koreatown in Los Angeles is like comparable to in South Korea. Like,
wow,
it's about as good. So I think it's good. I've never been to South Korea. I know the food in LA is really good. I hate the people in LA. They suck. But the food's amazing.
But the food's incredible. Come for the food, stay for the food.
All bagels have avocado spread. Yeah, avocado and lemon pepper on our avocado toast.
Pepper.
California does love their avocado toast. We are all about brunch here.
I believe it. It's a national mealtime.
We're all millennials. We're all
brunch eating millennials.
Brunch eating millennials.
Watch out, it's a horde of brunch eating millennials.
We're all healthy and liberal. We're all a bunch of goddamn liberals over here.
Goddamn liberals. MZ Shady isn't so great. Are you kidding me? When was the last time you saw a player with an ability and movement with Alawi? MZ Shady puts the game to another level, and we will be blessed if we ever see a player with his skill and passion for this game again. Almost a dozen breaks records. Conrad breaks records. MZ Shady breaks the rules. You can keep your statistics. I prefer the magic. That's great. That's a great copy pasta. Milo Melks.
We got some water on the pool party, Zoe. Nice.
Hell yeah.
Skifter in the chat. Noted Zoe main. How do you like the new Zoe skin? I personally think it's good. I actually have got the Prestige, and I think I prefer the normal one.
Oh, I've got 12. What's the purple thing? What's the
Gems.
gems? I've got 12 of those. I don't quite know what to spend it on yet. I want to hold on to them potentially till they've got more options out there, but they've been releasing those pretty steadily.
I think
right?
the Swain one, well, the Ziggs one coming out is really cool, but I think the Swain one's my favorite.
I got the Annie one.
That one's pretty good.
Yeah, that bear is just so freaking cool. Rescued says, what resolution size do you use for OBS? So this is really important, Rescued. I don't know. I don't know, but I can find out. I will send you that information in a DM.
Can you read the newest copy pasta, please?
Yeah, sure. Zach is a cat, don't know who that is, says, I think it's hilarious. You kids talking shit about LeChance. You wouldn't say that shit to him at LAN. He's jacked. Not only that, but he wears the freshest clothes, eats at the chillest restaurants, and hangs out with the hottest dudes. Y'all are pathetic, lol. The closest origin I could find is a CSGO.
Oh, wait, never mind. But I copied and pasted the wrong part for sure.
Hilarious.
Hilarious.
Yeah,
Okay.
man. This is just the fresh fun that we have here at the low budget LCS. If you haven't joined, check us out. If you haven't followed, toss us a follow. If you haven't gone on a walk recently, honestly, get out there, get some fresh air. It's important, and we care.
Unless you live in California, where we're covered in ash right now.
Sorry, if your state's on fire, just be careful. Maybe still try and get some fresh air, but be careful.
So Vesu back in the top lane again. Just the for the viewers, back on his Mordekaiser.
Also for the viewers, if this whole thing messes up again, might be. I hope it doesn't.
I hope Zoe wins XD. I'm a Zoe main, and she's just so fun. People get so trolled by the bubble, and her voice lines are so cute. Like when she sings about chocolate cake, lol. She's super random, but also smarter than she looks, just like me, XD.
Wow. An adorable
favorite
copy pasta from an adorable caster. And we're in. Okay, I figured out what it is. I'm like using a transition button sometimes so that I don't have to drag things around in front of you guys. And I guess I just shouldn't use that button for the live game.
Okay, so Mass Link is on.
Oh, yes! The things are on the right side.
We're good? Nice.
Yes.
Okay, so the only thing I would say is
purpose.
the portraits could be moved so we could put Vesu
I got you.
in his top lane position. But we have Skifter on his signature Zoe against MZ Shady on the Corki. I mute you back on the Hecarim after a pretty strong game 1 performance. And 068 is finally taking the Caitlyn in the Caitlyn
Caitlyn Wars.
Ashe matchup, yeah. Caitlyn Braum, which is a surprising pick. No emotes. You definitely can emote.
Minions have spawned.
You definitely can emote.
As long as both teams have agreed to it. That's the important part of that emoting thing.
Yeah.
Both teams need to have a conversation, and then as long as everyone's down, go for it.
And if you say no, you're a baby. That's what I'm saying.
But
Deal
also,
with it.
it's
You can
okay.
press.
Listen,
You can
I'm on
silence people's emotes in game, LeChance. You can actually just press this button and you never have to see it ever again.
True.
That's
I'm
the
just
thing.
saying,
So
you've
like,
got
if
the
someone
option to
complains,
say no.
I'm gonna link them a video of someone doing that.
That's
so they,
fair, but if you aren't aware of that, it's totally fine. Don't let Zach as a cat peer pressure you.
I will meet you in the alley,
In the alley.
and I will pull out my laptop and I will show you how to mute your emotes, and then I'll write you a strongly worded letter. Because I just won't be able to talk to you without getting a little bit heated.
But you know what? This is the kind of discourse that makes our country great.
Yeah, of course. But we're back into the game.
We are.
This has been a chill stream, but we can get into this. Is game 3, guys. It's pretty cool, but like we said, now that we're at before, we would have had an unsatisfying end to our night.
But now,
CEO, we would have had a 1-1, which is not great. We would have been able to see who gets the definitive W. Now we get to, which is amazing.
absolutely. We're and Mobron here on his Nami, which is one of his sort of like things that he's pretty psyched about. Okay, so this top lane, so the Gangplank, right, didn't work out into this.
So I will say, Comrade did have a good game on the Gangplank.
Oh,
though,
yes.
right?
No, didn't work out in the sense that, like, the
They
Mordekaiser
lost.
was crazy strong, and they did end up losing. Let's
Yeah,
see
I want to
here.
give a shout out to
Mass
Comrade.
Play
Like,
coming in. Yeah, Comrade's been playing amazing, and I think he's about to show us exactly why he's earned that praise. Maybe he just ran out of abilities. Flashes away. That's going to buy him some time, but it is not going to save his life.
so he's trading flashes. I think what I liked in game 1 is I Mute You was he met Mastlink top for both of the ganks, and that helped him get ahead on his Silas. But it seems like Mastlink is really just trying to snowball Vesu. MZ Shady is playing Cleanse Corki with Fleet Footwork.
Akron tagged here, and actually not. That final hit is not going to go down. One more hit, and the heal comes down, and a flash away, and a teleport coming down. Moron gets taken down. That headshot follows, and Zoe flashes forward, but the slows. Is this actually going to be a kill? No, it's not. Well, it is for the Zoe, and Focus almost goes down. Wow.
Wow, well played by Skipter there
Really
with the
well
teleport
played.
in. And MZ Shady will get to push the wave into the turret. Skipter has to recall. I'm going to check. It is a cannon wave, so he will miss. Yeah, actually, it looks like IMU just has to pick up the whole wave, which is bad for the Zoe, but great for the Hecarim, right? Like, so Hecarim knows, all right, I lost some of my top side. He did get the Gromp on the bot side, but he gets he gets like a double wave in the mid lane. So he's still about even on his XP. Skifter will be a little bit behind MZ Shady, but he did get the kill. He's using the Spellbook Zoe, which means he is running the teleports of a combat summoner. I like the Spellbook Zoe, especially in 5s, because the main weakness of Zoe, like in the early game, is they can just play really defensive and doesn't let her like play her game in the lane.
Right.
But with the Spellbook, they can run TP, take Ghost, be like, or switch to Ghost, switch to other summoners, and be like more mobile and play out the early game better. So that was well done. And hey, just kind of flexing this series, all 3 games. That was a really well played. Put the trap down after that flashes away, hits one more with the trap, does the Caitlyn combo on him. Pretty nuts. Comrade still looks like he has pretty good control up top, but we'll have to see. I'm expecting there's a lot of flashes that are down now, so I'm expecting these jugglers to try to make a play here. Mastlink is looking like he wants to make a play mid, but Zoe can play pretty safe, and Corki's not the greatest at setting up ganks.
Vesu doing a good job there just to get the turret shot off. Ooh, Drowsy. All right, he's asleep. Scripture just walks up, gets in that empowered auto attack.
He walks up. He's like, okay, well, I can use my redemption to heal my bot lane, which is very nice.
And
They get the dragon, though.
Yeah, first dragon turned over for Solar Flare. Let's see here. Vesu pulled back, but we go back down to the mid lane, and we go
Ooh.
back up to the top lane.
MZ Shady forced to use his cleanse there. Hecarim was coming in. And he... Yeah, so... Not bad. Cleanse is very good on Zoe, and it definitely saves you from dying, but if the Zoe is on point and can hit her bubbles, definitely does not prevent her from potentially killing you. MZ Shady doing a really good job. One thing about MZ Shady whenever he's playing in the mid lane is he does usually average the 10 CS a minute. So he is just gets really farmed, and then he likes to carry.
Ooh,
oh my god, these bubbles.
he
Messes up his jump there.
Yeah, did not go far enough.
Yeah, so it's fine for him. No ignite. But yeah, nice trade from Skifter.
Now, you know, first game, super reserved, super patient. Second game, a little bit more rowdier. And this third game, we've seen even earlier kills go down. I don't know how that is going to might translate into a, okay, we might actually have a fight right here. Because we've got Volibear coming up, and Mordekaiser pulls him close. Mass Link walking in, does get the stun. This Aatrox looking for an angle. Conrad trying to fight, unfortunately, to the other tower. He does ult, gets a little bit of lifesteal right here. Almost. This is looking
He's just sustaining.
Yeah, he was sustaining really well there. Who comes around the corner? Who is it? But it's Hecarim, and a great
nice
ult. Places his model just behind that Ashe. The E charge, knocking Ashe forward. Just a really, really, really clean gank in the bot lane.
Yeah, so Comrade trying his best to like outplay these ganks, but he really needs to like either one. Ooh, goes for the little cheeky play right there, almost trying to catch him up by the minions, but they really need to back him up in the top lane because his champ is not super great from behind. Aatrox is more of a 2-item spiking champ, like the Cleaver Death Stance is when he's very powerful.
Oh, MZ Shady just gonna have to get way out of there.
MZ Shady
package.
checking the blue, but he's like, okay, well, I guess I don't get the blue.
Masslink going back for this pink ward. Yeah, I mean, like, that is kind of interesting where, like, the Caitlyn's being gotten ahead and this Ashe is being pushed behind, but Ashe is still useful once she has Arrow, pretty much no matter what. And Volibear running up, the smite goes down, the stun goes off.
Oh, he catches him still.
And Hecarim actually pushes
he killed himself
backwards. Yeah, putting himself in range of that Corki. Zoe's actually in this area as well. Let's see, a lot of damage and an exhaust going down. The stun as well. A flash away from Zoe. Let's see if Volley can get her. And the kill turned over very cleanly to Corki and blue buff as well.
Yeah, a little bit of a misplay from Glacial there,
Yeah.
overstepping from 2 of their champs. I think
say
Zoe
so.
thought she would do a lot more damage to them, but
Ooh, and let's see down here, a flash forward. Mobron with the Nami ult out, the teleport from behind. A lot of damage coming down. 068 is killed, and the teleport is actually stopped. Right now, it's Mobron. It's the portal combat. Wow. Both ADCs taken out, and the kill goes over to the Nami.
yeah, so 068 is very aggro,
Yeah.
and he just flashes. He flashed in to try to get in a range to combo his trap on top of the Braum.
Yeah, oh, here comes
ult.
Hecarim. I love that bubble. Anyone who just watched that bubble saw someone who really knows what is up with Nami. Cast the bubble on top of themselves, caught the Hecarim in the charge. Very well done.
Yep. He's got to walk away a little sad.
Yeah.
So
Sad
top
little
side of the map
horsey.
doing quite well for Solar Flare, but their bot side is starting to fall behind. Akon getting a little bit abused by this Caitlyn Braum combination here. But MC Shady, yeah, just at 100 CS, 109. Really starting to pull ahead. And he's on 1-item. Corki really spikes off to the Muramana Triforce. Once he has that, he starts to just really be a menace. And then every item after that just feels like it's like this exponential power increase, right?
Right.
These magic damage crits, are so
Ooh.
nuts. Okay, nice.
Yeah, that was a good little exchange of damage right there.
I mean, the item discrepancy is huge between the two of them, right?
Yeah. Yeah, that,
So.
it is pretty wild. Now, Glacial wants this Infernal. They've got the people around to do it. Their strong side of the map, this Caitlyn is far ahead of this Ashe. And it doesn't look like Solar Flare is going to contest. In fact,
Yeah, I mean, this is what Caitlyn should get you, right? Caitlyn's biggest strength is she pretty much auto wins bot lane. So her range, her lane control, the way she can combo with other CC, that if you make one misstep, she can pretty much 100-0 you. She's very oppressive in the lane phase. She has like what is called like a mid-game trough of sorts, although that doesn't really exist. In my opinion, if the Caitlyn's on pace, she'll never be weak. But if she falls behind at all, she can seem a little bit weak until 3 items. But the new Caitlyn build people are doing, the Stormrazor Infinity Edge, kind of is supposed to mitigate that, because Caitlyn doesn't actually scale as well with attack speed as opposed to other AD carries. She has like a lower base attack speed, so you get more benefit by just stacking raw AD and crit.
now we're seeing Volibear invade on this top side here, and you know, I think both these junglers have done a good job of making things happen. Oh wow, okay. And speaking of, here we go, a gank onto this Zoe, very clean, great package play just to place themselves on the other side of Zoe, where Zoe was already going.
Yeah, it feels like Skipster almost just didn't know he had the package. Like, he walks up to bubble him, or maybe he thought like, I could force him to package here. But yeah, Masslink was there to basically guarantee that kill. And yeah, the top side of Solar Flare is really putting in work this game.
Yeah. Ooh, Bubble barely missing right there, but now going on the aggressive. Use the wrong tense of the word there. Ashe walking up, getting some hits. Working some slows into this 068 though, just masterful movement all over the place.
And although I do think the 068 focus bot lane is strong and definitely has shown that they can pop off, I don't know if they're going to be able to out carry this top side because they're so strong. Oh, nice by Vesu, pushing him back, getting basically some more free harass. He is under his turret, so ulting him there would be kind of useless. But yeah, at this point, this is like the one thing I really think that I would have liked IMU to do in the early game was to help pressure the Mordekaiser a bit, because now when Mordekaiser gets to this point, he basically auto wins trades, and it's hard to gank him because neither of these champions, the Hecarim or the Aatrox, can survive the 1v1. So if he death roams them, he just comes out and then he kills the other one too. Or he can run away, right? It's either or.
Yeah. Okay, so so I'm just thinking here. So I mean, MZ Shady of course also has been, he's just 3 CS off, but he's basically been hitting 10 CS a minute. I mean, things really do seem to be leaning onto the side of Solar Flare right now. The next big thing is in 90 seconds. We're going to have this dragon come up, and it looks like Solar Flare is pushing down onto this bottom side, potentially trying to clear out some vision and stake a claim. I mean,
yeah, I think like the way the pace is going, the game is like, looks like it's very much in Solar Flare's position, so it's going to be up to Glacial to try to make like a pick or try to make something, like force like an uneven fight, ideally away from MC Shady, right? Like they don't want to fight with him. He still isn't like super strong yet, right? No. He like Corki is like a late game champ. He does need items, so him like not having the Triforce yet is good. So this next dragon might be their chance, but it still is looking rough, I would say.
Yeah, especially if a package syncs up with this dragon. I don't have the cooldown for that. I don't know if that's something that you can see.
You can see it on his passive, so it's 27 seconds on the package, so it'll come up a little bit after.
A little after. Yeah, you have to back up to make that happen. Oh, let's see though. He might actually be forced to back off. Okay, so they gank mid lane, Corki backs, and now forces are starting to gather for this dragon fight. Pings are coming out.
So Caitlyn's on a finished item.
Yeah.
MZ Shady is not running the teleport, and so he will be able to wait a bit on the package, right?
Right. Now let's see.
No, he has it right now. He's coming down with the package.
Just going in. They want that, and red team steals it. A monster.
Oh, this is gonna
Nami
be
ult stopped by the Braum. Actually,
here comes MZ.
Yeah, MZ comes a huge. Okay, and an ult from the Hecarim. I believe the arrow gets him right there. Sorry, the camera goes away. It's a double kill for the Corki. Monster play right there. I mean, that was...
Yeah, Masslink securing the dragon too, which is huge.
Yeah, that's pretty wild. Whew. And this Mordekaiser doing just fine on their own, deciding to ult. Both ults coming out, and a pause right away. An immediate apology, saying, shit, didn't see the Mord ult, sorry. They're saying their support has bad connection. So at least acknowledging that. And yeah, we got a pause. What's up? I mean, it feels like, once again, Solar Flare in the driver's spot. This 5-0 Corki, very scary. That Volley Bear, also very scary. The Ashe, a little bit behind, but, you know, what can you do? It's fine. It's an Ashe. It's going to hit you with some Ashe arrows, and we already saw that pay off in that dragon fight. Same with this Nami. You got Nami ult. You're fine. Can very easily translate Ashe into being a more supportive champion. Milo Milk says, huge, the game is fixed. It is. Thank you. It's weird. People don't talk about that often, but these games are fixed and everything is scripted. Bronze ISP can't handle the raw talent flowing through Ethernet. The undersea cables literally burst at the seams. Two true Dustin streams. Or Dustin stream. Sorry, wrong tense once again. See what else. X-Ranger says this comp looks familiar. I don't know what that's in reference to. And T. Schmidt emoted 5 little horses. And thank you for those 5 horses. Playoffs. Got you. That is fair. Well, cool beans, guys. Listen, let's part the veil a little bit. You know,
there is a lot of awesome professional League Legends happening too, guys. So if you are fans of the game, go watch a lot of the series I've been playing or that have been happening. It's been pretty nuts.
T. Schmidt emoted 5 horses for the Hecarim gank. Thank you. You know, if you just do that every time Hecarim ganks, we're going to have perfect timestamps that, you know, make sense. Let's see. All right. Looks like they are ready to get back. Sorry, I just had to take a good sip of water there. Looks like they're ready to get back.
Never apologize.
Can I never apologize for water. We're right back into this duel. Vesu versus Comrade. Backing off. A lot of damage going down. Oh, so many slamming attacks. A lot of slams from both sides. And you know what? They both back off. They both get out of it A-okay. But yikes. Yeah, I don't know what you're going to do about this Corki after a certain point. Comrade maybe looking, goes in. Oh, but Scripter gotta back up. Can he get out of there? Looks like he can. He's gonna survive. Even with that Volibear running at him real hard. Yeah, the amount of like traversable land is starting to shrink. We've seen a lot of invades and pushes in from the side of Solar Flare here. Now, okay, some free damage once again from Solar Flare on this tower. They haven't really been able to work on this bottom tower because of the that huge amount of early game pressure. So they'll probably be happy to get some of that work done. Let's see. Okay. Wow. Folly and Hecarim just run into each other, and Hecarim books it out of there. Just as fast as his little horsey legs can carry him. Tenuam says, can I award Boris's for Aatrox kills? Yes? Question mark, question mark, question mark. You award Boris's.
Boris is the shopkeeper.
Oh.
It's the beam. He's the shopkeeper.
Oh, I got you. Now we've got top lane and jungle all up here. Okay, but Hecarim's backing, so this really isn't going to turn into anything except the back is stopped by Volibear. That is a rough position to be. This is, I think, the biggest lead that we've seen in any of these 3 games at this point.
Yeah, I think Solar Flare is kind of playing their style of just like slow and steady, scaling up. And this is what they want to be in, and this is done through their top side usually. I would say, like, I am very, very happy that Mass Link was not playing the Olaf and going more like he likes to be frontline for his team, but playing a champ like Olaf is like, I think is more of like a greedy champ where you need to be ahead and try to take over the game and be played around. But if he needs to be the one, okay, we got a gank here.
Oh, we absolutely do. Hecarim coming in, charging right into Vesu. And 068 and Braum here as well, trying to use overwhelming numbers to turn this into something. And they get the kill there. And then Hecarim goes down. But they do all show up top lane. A great response.
So I do think that you needed to just walk away.
Sure.
Because basically he's still traded 1-for-1 there.
He did, yeah.
It's not even like a shutdown. They don't get much pressure off the map, right? Like, that's the main issue.
Right,
they had to send the squad up there. Yeah, to send the swap there so they get the kill, but it's not like a kill on MZ Shady, I think, is worth something like that, right? Because that's 1,000 gold.
Right.
But a kill on Vesu, he's just been quietly bashing away at the top lane. You know, they've been just like hitting each other. Ooh, it looks like they're starting the Baron here.
They are. I love this, especially if
yeah,
you
they
feel like
know
the game is going out of control and you know that you've got that distance from the other team. Just go for it.
So they know that the enemy team has no vision of this, and they don't think they can contest the dragon with their lack of like control of the pit. So they go for the Baron. They make the ballsy call to say, okay, we'll let you have soul point. We're gonna try to get a gold swing from this Baron, and then potentially at the next dragon, try to win the game, right? Or try to beat you off of it.
Right.
I really like this.
Yeah, that is, you know, could be a game-saving play right there. Some much-needed gold gets injected into them. You know, a dragon gets turned over, but hey, they'll be ready to fight the next one, which is the most important one. until Elder comes up.
Oh,
Wow.
nice.
Yeah, great Ash arrow and just.
So I don't
turning
know if
Hecarim
he just
over.
didn't see the ward.
Yeah.
He just did that over a ward. Maybe he
Good
just didn't think
question.
he had a chance to die there. Like he just thought, okay, well, there's no way I die here. Like I don't know. That just seemed really greedy. Maybe it was hidden by the raptor, which totally could have been the case. But
Right. Just kind of blended in.
he, yeah, kind of disrespected them, and then they're like, well, we have the Ash, buddy. I'm gonna show you what this Ash can do, and he just Ash ults him with the combo
I mean,
of
they
the
should
follow
remember
50.
from game 1. Comrade a little bit too far here. MZ Shady and Mask Link right on top of this Aatrox, but Comrade is not going to go down easy.
Oh my
He
God.
forces a flash, and Scrifter is here. And a Mobron ult coming in does get the double knockup. I mean, this is wild. People coming in from every angle. A teleport
Wow,
coming down here as
Mask Link.
well. And focusing Comrade backing off. It is now a 3v. Okay, let's see. Caitlyn's here as well. 2 shots deal so much damage, and Vesu's like, actually, we got to 1v1 this. You are too strong for me to fight everybody
Caitlyn
at
just
once. And Caitlyn
beating him down in the
turns
death
it
row.
over. Wow.
Okay, so Masslink is a Giga Chad, and basically, I thought he was dead for sure. MZ Shady, Comrade was the Chad first, right? He was like, okay,
That was a 2v1.
I will 2v1 you.
Yeah.
I will show you what's up.
And live
And he
long
just
enough.
does, basically runs down MZ Shady, who's on 3 items, mind you. Like, he's huge. And then Skifter comes to try to help out, but basically just gets caught out by Masslink. Just ults the Drowsy to cancel it, and then just takes a bite out of him and just instantly kills him. And so they only really got a turret with their dragon here. The experience and the gold is nice, but it's probably a fairly low Baron power play, right?
Yeah.
But this Caitlyn's strong. She's working on her 3rd item.
I mean, that was...
Why mute? You need to take it out of here.
Oh, yeah. But I don't think it's going to be
Old
able
bro.
to. That is...
Oh, dead.
I mean, you got the ults for picks, and they are using them.
He needs to ult before the arrow hits him, I think,
Yeah.
because he's unstoppable if he does that.
Right.
I think maybe he just thought he could outrun it. They do get a turret. It's not the end of the world. He isn't. I mean, he's worth a kills gold.
Ooh,
But this.
wow.
Oh, nice flank by
Masslink
Masslink.
comes in 068.
Oh my
Really
God.
Fancy feet there, but just so much damage.
Okay, well, this is the Corki online. Like,
Yeah.
2-shot
I'd
both
say.
of them.
3 items. Working on his
yeah.
4th.
Yeah, at this point, he is easily the strongest champ on the map and will basically be that way for the rest of the game.
Right. Oh, and
Vesu
I mean,
here to help them out.
this
Caitlyn
is
is
gonna
their
be
strongest member, so with
epic.
Caitlyn being down, they're just... I don't think there's much of any way they hold this inhib.
Yeah, and they actually run forward onto Hecarim here. Wow, a lot of damage actually down onto the Mordekaiser, and Exhaust comes down on a Masslink. Comrade's going low and actually does end up going down, as well does
Maybe they look to end.
They very well might if Caitlyn is not able to do something here. They pull off.
So they can get the soul, which is up in 45 seconds. But yeah, I think... Yeah, it's not looking good. This Corki has just gotten to the point, the chance where he is so strong.
Yeah.
And if he can just sit there and free hit, he will easily kill them. No one on the enemy team is... on the Glacial team here is strong enough to tank him.
Right.
And look at this. He's just going to sit in base and wait for it. Because he has the package for the dragon now.
Right. Absolutely.
This is the strength of Corki got. He has 4 items. He can do the Caitlyn thing where he just waits with his... He can walk up and try to fish for a crit with his RFC.
Right.
And yeah, it's pretty crazy.
Yeah.
So what he said is Zoe will buy Morello while Caitlyn buys no healing reduction. I don't know if the healing's that big of a deal, to be honest. I think it's more of just the fact that the Corki is too strong and he has the package. Yeah.
Down. They need a miracle.
Maybe he
steal
goes for
here.
this.
And
He tries,
does
yeah.
go for it, and I respect that.
He's out of there.
Gets out with Ghost. So much damage from this Caitlyn. I mean, they can still turn, some of these fights over if Caitlyn's allowed to, do her thing. But
I think the only way they win this game is if they can somehow catch out MC Shady.
yeah.
And he has the cleanse, and they don't have like the greatest pick. It will have to come off of like a pretty nice flank, either from Aatrox or from the Hecarim.
Mm-hmm.
They're running towards the Baron now. They have the Soul. They have the 4-item Corki.
Yeah, I mean, they can do this.
Yeah, I just don't know what they do here. They have to fight.
They have to fight, and they're fighting against a pretty strong team right now. Arrow goes out and misses, okay? Oh, so does Nami Wave. Let's see here. Comrade doing some damage here, and I mute you on the back end, but he gets ulted. And Ashe is going to go Drowsy. Comrade running forward. So much damage and a shutdown.
Okay.
This is actually exactly what they need to have happen here.
They still have to play very passively. MZ Shady still a bit,
They do.
is basically
pull
okay.
forward,
Nice
but
bubble.
Mordekaiser is actually almost goes
MC
down,
Shady.
and MC Shady just an insane amount of damage. The man
nice
is
dodge.
a monster, but so is Comrade, and a triple kill there. We actually can see
He's gonna get a penta here.
a quadra, and Vesu steals the penta from him.
That was
maliciously.
about as good of a fight as Glacial could have gotten, and they played that
Absolutely.
really well.
They played that so well. This is almost certainly going to be the game. I can't imagine.
Yeah, he teleports in. I mean, he just instantly kills the turrets, and yeah, it was a good try for sure. Glacial definitely showed their stuff in game one. I mean, game one was very one-sided in their favor, but I do think the draft adjustments from the side of Solar Flare were pretty strong, and I mean, this is kind of the Solar Flare we saw last year in the playoffs. Like MZ Shady plays the scaling mid.
Mm-hmm.
They put Vesu. Like if Vesu doesn't get his picks, like he kind of eats up bans, and then if he doesn't get his picks, he gets put top on the Mordekaiser.
Yep.
Just plays for the 1v1. MC Shady plays the Corki, the Ziggs, these type of scaling mages mid, and just gets super farmed, and they carry in the late game, and it's up to teams to like outpace them. I think like the way you have to play against Solar Flare is the way you beat Solar Flare. I think the way you have to not beat, but the way you play against them is you have to play it in the early game. But I think Masslink did a really good job this whole series. I think
Absolutely.
like after the adjustment of switching to champs, that he could make more of an impact in the early game and still go his like tank build was great to see. He snowballed Vesu both games, helped him get ahead of Comrade. And we saw Comrade in game one, like after stabilizing, was able to really put in work. So good on to him. It was just really well played, I think, from everyone on the side of Solar Flares. Again, this is 5 returning roster, the returning champions. So Glacial can definitely know that they did push them to the brink. But yeah, and I think Glacial did quite well too.
They played really well. Yeah.
I think I like Comrade a lot. I think he showed his stuff. Like he's really popped off, and their bot lane was just sick.
Yeah.
That's like no one gave you credit.
Zero.
You missed it.
Yeah, sorry, dude.
068.
068 did played really their bot lane. Focus and
They're very aggro.
Very aggro. I love it. And a lot of times we saw it work out. Even this last game, even though it was a loss, they were very aggressive, and I thought that they did a very good job of being aggressive. And then on the side of Solar Flare, Akron and Mobron did a great job of being like, okay, like we cannot fight them in the way that they're fighting us. We're going to back off and just be an Ashe and a Nami and turn over a win. Dang.
Yeah, it was well done.
Well done indeed. So, folks, normally what we would do is we would do some sort of interview, but LeChance is a sleepy, sleepy boy.
Yeah.
And it's week 1, and we've got a lot more weeks. I'm really excited to see what Glacial Vendetta can do coming up. I thought that was a great couple games for them, and congrats to Solar Flare for the win. Yeah, anything else that you would like to say?
If you're new, check out our Discord. If you like this cast, you're like, well, I'd love to see more of it, go to our YouTube channel. We upload all our VODs there. You can also check on Twitch, but if you want to see something for more than whatever the break off is, 2 weeks, go there. You can follow us on Twitter. I don't think we ever posted, but we do have a Twitter. And guys, stay tuned. We have a lot of games coming up. I don't know about tomorrow, but I know we're going to have games. I know just someone told me the Pace Tasters are playing on Tuesday, so that might be our next Executive League match. Yeah, we try to get the first round. We're trying to get everyone at least some screen time, and then the way we try to do it is by like first come first serve or like a hot match, right?
Right,
So if
a
it's
really
like
hyped matchup.
like okay, like these two teams are undefeated. Well, we're gonna
Right.
watch them,
Right.
most likely. So
or these two teams used to be one team last season, and
yeah, like the narrative's great.
right.
So Julie had the worst joke I've ever seen. I saw a bear, a dream, and a bottle of wine. That joke flew right over, and he said he's popping off like popping bottles. That makes no sense. I'm gonna flame him for that.
Yeah.
Anyway, guys,
Reasonable.
have a wonderful night.
Have a wonderful night. Sleep tight, guys.